Welcome everybody to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees everyone's favorite neighborhood Spidey back in action in Spider-Man Far From Home hitting store shelves, along with the complete first season of Doom Patrol. There is a ton of 4K upgrades coming out this week, including Stanley Kubrick's The Shining and Gremlins. You also have Arrow Video releasing a Blu-ray edition of the 1984 horror film The Prey, plus much more. So let's go into the deals, exclusives, and we're at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart here with this display for Spider-Man Far From Home. Look at that. Nice. That's a huge display. Well, that's awesome. Damn. The first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Spider-Man Far From Home for $22.96. They also have the DVD over here for $17.96 as well. And Bob and I did a spoiler review on Spider-Man Far From Home. You can catch it on the movie review playlist. I'll also put a link down below in the description if you guys want to hear our full and complete thoughts on the movie. And we were really interested in this one because not only do we really love Spider-Man, but I was very curious to see what they were going to do with the character, especially after Endgame and everything that was revealed then and all of the big revelations that happened in that movie. And I was unsure where they were going to go with the character of Spider-Man. I was really interested to find out after, spoiler alert, after the 5-year jump, in Endgame, and how Peter would deal with that, how the whole high school situation would be, and how he would react to, again, spoiler alert again, Tony Stark's death, and what he would do with that. I thought it was a really great film, man. I think we all really enjoyed it. It's a really great sequel. It delves more into Peter Parker's sort of emotional state after the loss of Tony. It deals with him having to try to step up to be a hero, how people are maybe thinking of him as the next Tony Stark or maybe the next leader of the Avengers. There's a lot of great sort of emotional arcs here, sort of his relationship with MJ, and also the bad guy here as well, Mysterio, is great. I thought Mysterio was really great, and it's a really tough villain to pull off, and they've never done that villain before. I mean, when you've got a fishbowl on a guy's head, it's kind of tough to make it dramatic, but I thought they did a great job with Mysterio. Not only that, but I thought Jake Gyllenhaal killed it in this role. I thought he was awesome here, bringing Samuel Jackson in as Nick Fury, Jon Favreau back. I thought it was a great extension of Endgame. I thought it was a great extension of Spider-Man Homecoming, which I really enjoyed as well. I think it's a really great beginning of Phase 4. I know everybody sort of says this is the end of Phase 3, but come on. The end of Phase 3 was Endgame. This is the beginning of Phase 4, sort of seeing where the next phase is going to go next. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit, guys. It was thrilling. It had some great comic book moments. The action was amazing. I can't ask for anything better. I thought it was really well done, and honestly, it's a really great sequel, not only to Homecoming, but of Endgame, and I think it's just a really solid Spider-Man movie overall. I really enjoyed it. Great MCU movie, great Spider-Man film. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, and if you love the MCU, definitely worth it. A lot of really great Easter eggs and moments to definitely savor. Pretty damn good in my opinion, guys. I don't see the 4K, and I don't see any sort of exclusive if Walmart has any. We'll definitely keep on looking, but that's it for this display. Actually, not bad here. Really great display, very big, really cool, huge. Definitely loving it, guys. Let's see what else Walmart's got. All right, everybody, we are over in this section of Walmart, and I'm seeing they do have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Spider-Man Far From Home for $27.96 right here. And, oh, that's a really interesting cover. Sort of half Spider-Man suit, half Night Monkey right there. Very different from this cover right here. I actually probably like the 4K cover a little bit better than this cover right here. They have that. That's actually not bad. That, and on the backside, oh, okay, it's got the full picture of Peter there with sort of the mural in the background. I know the other edition has the same image, but it's got like text and everything. So this actually has no text. It just has the full image on the back. Huh. Not bad. They have that. That's actually a really nice cover, actually. I really like that cover quite a bit. It's actually not bad. They have that. They also have a 2 Blu-ray movie and digital set for the 2 Spider-Man movies in the MCU here. Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man Homecoming. Blu-ray and digital for $29.96. If you don't have either and are looking for a 2-movie collection, they got it here at Walmart. I already have the first movie on Blu-ray, so for me, this set is sort of null and void, but I know some people haven't quite picked it up yet, so if you're looking for it, they have this 2-movie collection. Not bad. They also have a only at Walmart Blu-ray DVD digital retro action figure for $27.96, which includes a small retro action figure of the Night Monkey suit that Peter Parker was in. That's not bad, man. That's not bad at all. I like that. That's cool. Walmart does a lot of these sort of cool little action figures. Huh. Not bad at all. Oh, and a different sort of backside to it as well. Oh, that's cool. Huh. If you guys are into your little mini Walmart action figures, got that here. Not bad. And they also over here have a 2-movie collection, the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Spider-Man Homecoming and the Voodoo of Spider-Man Far From Home, in case you guys were only interested in one Blu-ray and DVD of one film and the Voodoo for another. But I know a lot of you guys are more going for the physical copy, but just in case you were looking for it, they do have that for $27.96 as well right over here, guys. Then the next thing over here I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray of the HBO miniseries Chernobyl for $34.96. They also have the DVD digital for $29.96 right here. And I got a chance to see this with my girlfriend. Her father had sort of a limited sort of run of HBO, and this was playing at the time. And I was like, I'd heard so much about it. I'm kind of like, I gotta watch this, man, because I've heard so many wonderful things about this miniseries, and everything I heard was spot on, man. This miniseries was extremely gripping, extremely emotional, very chilling and haunting. It's basically about Chernobyl itself and the whole accident that happened and the fallout of it, and oh man. Dude, this thing was absolutely sort of chilled to the bone, man. It really got under my skin in a big bad way, man. It just, the whole story that it told, the acting here is absolutely brilliant. I thought they did a great job really telling the people's their stories and how their lives were affected, and it's just really just very impactful and very sort of, oh man, it just really hits you right in the gut, man. And it's so amazing here. You know, I don't really get much into miniseries, but honestly, this one is amazing, and it's definitely worth your time checking out, guys. Honestly, if you're a fan of sort of history and tragic events like Chernobyl, definitely give this one a look, guys, because it is amazing. Fantastic storytelling. Definitely worth watching, honestly. And just the cover is haunting too, man. It really is. So good, man. Really fantastic. Then the next thing over here I'm seeing is they have the complete 11th series of Doctor Who for $29.96, which comes with a collectible minifigure of the 13th Doctor. Huh. That is interesting. Another Walmart mini action figure. Very cool. Not bad again. They always sort of do these minifigures, and this is no exception right here for Doctor Who, the 11th series. Not bad. Now, honestly, I've told you guys before that I've never actually... Well, that's not true. I have seen some of Doctor Who, but I'm not really a big Doctor Who fan. I haven't delved into it as much as I know a lot of fans have. And I know when this Doctor got announced, there was a lot of controversy about it being a female and how, oh, it's going to ruin Doctor Who. And I know my girlfriend is a big Doctor Who fan, and she watched it, and she actually really enjoyed it. She thought it was a really great season of the show. She thought that this lady who played the Doctor did a great job. She liked the stories, and what's really interesting about all the Doctors is that they all have different personalities and all are very unique and interesting. And I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Has she done a good job so far? Is she a good Doctor? I am kind of curious about it. I definitely wanted to check it out just for her alone and see, you know, if she did a good job. I'm hoping she did, because it doesn't really matter male or female or anything like that. As long as you're good at playing the role, then I'm cool with it. But for all you Doctor Who lovers out there, and I know there's quite a bit of you, Walmart's got this mini action figure. Not bad for the 11th series of Doctor Who. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of The Death and Return of Superman, the complete film collection for $34.96. They also have the 4K Blu-ray and digital for $39.96 right here as well. So you have the 4K and the Blu-ray of this sort of film collection set, and both of them come with this sort of another mini action figure here. Nice, actually. Not bad. Another mini action figure here at Walmart. Like I said, man, mini action figures. Mini action figures. Walmart definitely is in love with them, that's for sure. So this has The Death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen in here as well, combined into one seamless epic film. Oh, that's cool. So it's actually not two different films, it's actually one huge film. That's interesting. I like the cover though, man. The cover is really cool, of them sort of mourning Superman and his death and everything, and then the Superman statue in the background. I like that quite a bit, man. I've told you guys before, I'm just getting into a lot of these DC animated movies, and I've watched a few, but I haven't went back and watched some of the older stuff. But me being sort of a comic book fan back in the day, I remember this run in the 90s of Superman's death and his return, and it was a huge popular thing, man. I remember that, dude. It was a huge event for DC and comic book fans and Superman fans like myself, and it was just an epic run, dude. And I still remember it. It's one of my favorite runs of Superman. It really is. And I've heard nothing but good things about these two movies, so the fact that they combined them into one is actually pretty cool. Definitely let me know what you think of the two films, and you think it'll work as one huge film? Definitely let me know, man. But that's really cool. Another interesting action figure from Walmart. God, they certainly do. And for $39.96 for the 4K is not bad, and for the Blu-ray DVD combo, $34.96, that's not bad either. Not bad at all. Pretty darn cool for all you DC lovers out there. Well, that does it over here, guys. Let's see what else they got. Alright everybody, we are over in this area of Walmart, and first thing I'm seeing over here is they have a DVD of Robin Williams' Comic Genius for $29.96. It has all 5 of Robin's legendary HBO specials together for the first time, 5 DVDs, 4 decades of his great stand-up, plus exclusive bonus material. It's got archival footage of his early stand-up, raw footage from promo shoots, press interviews, newly produced featurettes. That's really interesting. God. Man, I still can't believe that Robin Williams is gone, man. Robin Williams was he was a great actor. He was a comic genius. He was just a very extremely liked and just kind-hearted guy. And oh man, dude, I really do miss Robin Williams, man. Every so often I watch some of his movies, and I just get really nostalgic, and he was so amazing. And I sometimes delve into like some old like YouTube stuff and some Facebook videos of him, and dude, he was fantastic. He was funny as hell and just made everybody laugh and smile. And God, if you're a fan of Robin Williams, this is a pretty cool set to have. Sort of his comedy specials and everything. I mean, the movies are great, but the comedy specials are even cooler as well. He really just went all out. And man, he was one hell of a funny guy, dude. Honestly, really great. If you guys are interested in more Robin Williams for your collection, definitely get this one. I haven't watched all of his stand-up, but the stuff I have, man, he is fantastic. Awesome. God. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Jarhead Law of Return for $14.96. Another Jarhead movie. That's interesting. Okay. What is this one about? Major Ronan Jackson, Devon Sawa, really? Devon Sawa's in this, okay. An accomplished fighter pilot, and Robert Patrick's in this as well. Interesting. Taken captive by a group of Hezbollah. Interesting, okay. Sounds like an interesting plot. Devon Sawa's been doing more work as of late. He was recently in that third sort of prison movie with Stallone, which he wasn't bad in, honestly. He wasn't a bad sort of character. He played a really menacing bad guy. I like Devon Sawa. I like some of the stuff he's doing. I'm glad he's getting more work. It's an interesting one. I don't know if I would watch it, but it's an interesting plot. I do like that. Interesting for Jarhead. God. Another Jarhead movie. Every so often they make more Jarhead stuff. I know they do have a Jarhead 4 movie collection for 1996. And God, I actually didn't know how many movies they had in the Jarhead collection, and now I know. Four movies. They have the Jarhead 2, Field of Fire, Jarhead 3, The Siege, and Jarhead Law of Return. Interesting. I remember watching the first Jarhead with Jake Gyllenhaal years ago, and I liked it. I thought it was good. It didn't blow me away or anything, but I enjoyed it, and I never really watched the sequels. I really had no interest in them. I mean, I thought maybe they would pale in comparison to the first Jarhead. Yeah, I never really decided I wanted to actually check out the other ones. And even though the fourth one looks interesting, I don't know if I would actually watch it. I mean, let me know what you guys think of the Jarhead quadrilogy. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but yes, a quadrilogy for Jarhead. Are the other films good, or should I have just been better off just sticking with the first one? Definitely let me know, guys. Interesting. 4 movie collection for Jarhead. Of all the series to get 4 movies. It's weird. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD and digital of Doom Annihilation for $14.96. Now, I caught this film on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to because I had heard a lot of really bad things. People are definitely shitting all over this movie, and I was like, I have to get in on this. Is it bad or is it good and people just don't know what they're talking about? And yeah, it's not good. It's really not good at all, man. Doom Annihilation is really, I mean, it's based off of the video game stuff, but it's very cheap. Like the sets are cheap and the acting is just not very good. Some of the creature effects are okay. Like some of the suit stuff is all right, but it's very cliche. The action, sometimes it's all over the place. Sometimes you can't really tell what's going on. I think they're just trying to hide the cheapness of the movie, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's trying to ape off of, well, it's a combination of like Event Horizon and Resident Evil and Aliens, and it's trying to like ape off of all those other movies and trying to be sort of cool and hip and really failing in a big bad way. I mean, the video game of Doom is really cool. I remember playing the first Doom years ago, and it's actually a pretty cool video game series. You can do something really cool with this, but I don't think this movie is it, guys. Like I said, some of the creature effects are interesting, and some of the suits stuff is okay, but it really is cheap, man. It really is, and it feels it, man. It really does. This is the bargain basement version of Doom, and it shows, man. If you're looking for a cheesy action horror movie, maybe, but I think you guys can do a little bit better. Maybe if you're curious, give it a watch. I like the cover, though. The cover would definitely be something that I would probably just blind buy, but then I'd get home and I'd really be pissed. I'd be ready to attack somebody because the fact that I bought this and I spent my money on this, I'm telling you guys, I suffer so you don't have to. Yeah, stay away. Stay far away, guys. Not good at all. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Driven for $14.96. And I caught this on Amazon Prime as well. I was interested in it. I had seen some of the trailers. And I like Jason Sudeikis. I like Lee Pace, Judy Greer, Corey Stoll. Really great cast. And it's interesting, based off of, obviously, the whole thing with John DeLorean and him creating the DeLorean and his sort of friendship with this ex-con and all of the mischief that they get into. Really great movie. I like sort of the whole stuff with them and the trafficking ring, and I like the acting here. It's a fun little movie. It's not going to blow you away or anything, but I think the acting alone and everything and the story is pretty cool, and it's a pretty fun film actually. It hasn't really gotten a lot of press or a lot of people talking about it, but it is really interesting and definitely worth you guys checking out. Really, honestly it is. I would definitely recommend Driven, especially as someone who's a fan of DeLoreans. I think it's definitely worth it, guys, honestly. Look at that. Oh, DeLorean opened up with all the money and cocaine. Bet you'd never see that come out of a DeLorean. Very interesting. Then the next thing over here I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray of Encounter for $14.96 and the DVD for $12.96 with Luke Hemsworth. An alien discovery is about to change everything. Interesting. Luke Hemsworth here. In the tradition of Close Encounters and Arrival comes a kind of... Although those are two films I really enjoy. When an otherworldly organism crash lands on Earth, a group of grief-stricken friends led by Luke Hemsworth, Anna Hutchinson, and Tom Atkins. Really? Tom Atkins is in this? That'd be a closing in. Huh. That's interesting. I like the premise. The premise looks cool. I like sort of something that mixes Close Encounters and Arrival, because usually we don't get these type of films. Usually we get something where it's like the evil aliens come down and they're about to kill us and we have to find a way to destroy them. This looks like a little bit more exploring who these people are and trying to communicate with them type of movie. Looks interesting. I'm just blown away. Tom Atkins is in this. I love Tom Atkins, but I thought he was done with acting. Interesting. If you guys know anything about Encounter, let me know. Then I'm also seeing here they have Spider in the Web, the DVD for $12.96 with Ben Kingsley. Yeah. My man Ben Kingsley, dude. Nice. What is this? Adarath is on one last mission to redeem his life and career as a spy before... Oh, it's one of those sort of spy thrillers and everything, and he's on the run, and okay. Yeah, Ben Kingsley's done a few of these. Like I said before, I do like a good sort of spy thriller at times. I don't know how good this is. I mean, probably for Ben Kingsley alone it would be worth it, because I really love Ben Kingsley, and he's a great goddamn actor. Outside of that, don't know if it's really worth it or anything, but I sort of running out of the clock and one last mission type of movie. I like these. Probably just for Ben Kingsley it would be worth it alone. I know he's done a few of these. A lot of them have just gone straight to DVD, though. That's really interesting. Then over here, guys, I'm seeing the DVD of Karma for $9.96. What Goes Around. Not a bad cover, actually. Look at that. Pretty damn cool cover. What is this about? When recent college graduate Manny has trouble making ends meet and takes a job evicting delinquent tenants, he soon finds out at odds with Karma Demon that stalks him at every turn. Well, karma is a bitch, especially for this guy. Oh, jeez. Good lord, man. And he's just trying to make money, dude. And I have never heard of a karma demon before. Pretty much isn't any demon kind of karma in some ways? Like, for the evil stuff you've done, they kind of come after you. Isn't them all sort of karma in some ways? That's interesting. Huh. Well, I feel really bad for that guy. I don't think he actually deserved it, but what comes around goes around? Interesting idea. I don't know how the movie is. Look at that. Hey. some weird chick. I hope that's not the demon, because that really looks kind of bad. That's interesting. Huh. If you guys know anything about karma, let me know. I like the cover, though. It's interesting. Then the next thing over here I am seeing is they have the DVD of The Boat for $9.96. And that's a pretty cool cover, too, actually. Abandoned, adrift, not alone. That is a really cool cover, by the way. Welcome aboard. What is this? A solo sailor finds himself locked inside the head of a sailboat, which is on autopilot. Where is the boat headed? Why is it taking him? And will he survive the ordeal? It's probably taking him towards death. Just a wild guess. I don't know where this boat's headed, but from the skull, it looks like it's no place good. That's interesting. Ranks easily among the year's best horror films, best adventure films, and best films, period. That's a really heavy quote to put on a cover, man. Like, you gotta deliver on that with that type of quote, man. I don't know if this movie delivers on that. I like the cover and I like the premise. It seems really interesting. I would be very interested to see where this dude is headed, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to end well for the dude. Let me know what you think of The Boat. Interesting. Then over here I'm seeing they have, Art of the Dead. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. Take your pick. Interesting, with Tara Reid and Richard Grieco. Look at that, man. I guess they can't get many offers anymore, and they're certainly not making any more Sharknado movies for Tara Reid, so guess it's Art of the Dead. Very interesting. What is this about? When Dylan Wilson purchases a collection of 7 paintings, he has no idea what horrors will lead. The artist made a pact with dark forces when he created these paintings. Don't you hate when that happens? Just buying paintings from somebody who had already made pacts with dark forces, man. That's why I stay away from buying paintings. That's what I really do, guys. The idea seems cool. Look at that. The idea seems cool and interesting, but something tells me with Tara Reid and Richard Grieco, this is not a good movie. Something tells me this is a real bad crap fest. I could be incredibly wrong, but boy, I just have a feeling, man. I really do. Oh, man. Let me know if you guys have seen Art of the Dead. I mean, I used to like Richard Grieco way back in the day, but it's been a long time, man, and Tara Reid hasn't been exactly lighting the world on fire like she used to. Yeah, I don't know about Art of the Dead. I'd probably pass on that one, guys, honestly. Oof, something doesn't seem good to me. And the next thing over here I'm seeing is they have the DVD of Dear Diary for $9.96. Her journal is a gateway to hell. I like the cover, actually. The cover's pretty cool. When a psychiatric researches a young girl's diary to find out why she murdered her entire family, he begins to fall into the same state of insomnia and confusion that led her to lose her mind. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, look into the girl's diary, and, he sort of falls into the same sort of issues as she did. Sleep at your own risk. Oh, it looked like it actually, went into a lot of festivals and everything. I've never actually heard of this one. Dear Diary does look kind of interesting, and I like the cover. Huh. This doesn't look like a crap fest like Art of the Dead, but it looks really interesting and maybe kind of eerie. Huh. If you guys know much about Dear Diary, definitely let me know. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Killer High. Oh, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. This reunion will be your last. Interesting. Killer. I like the cover though. The covers. I love all these independent releases, man. The covers are always really cool. I gotta admit, sometimes the movies are not, but the covers are always really cool. Sabrina Swanson obsessed with putting on the perfect 10-year high school reunion. Oh, geez, the mascot becomes possessed. Oh, great. This is why I don't go to high school reunions, guys. I didn't go to my 10-year. I'm certainly not going to any others because of this goddamn reason. I don't want to be stuck having to deal with death with people I didn't like in the first place. Come on. High school. That's interesting. Sort of it becomes possessed and morphs into this monster and wants to kill him. That's interesting. It could be cool, but it could also be one of those really cheesy and sort of cheap type of horror movies. It kind of could go either way for me. I mean, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, and the Sci-Fi Channel, they do some cool horror stuff at times, but sometimes it's not always the greatest. And Sci-Fi tends to cut out a lot of the gore and stuff. So maybe this is good on DVD. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this, and I'll continue to stay away from my high school reunions. Just saying. Then they have over here, they have the DVD of Investigation 13. Not even their spirits can leave. Such unspeakable things happen here. A group of college students investigate the urban legend of the Mole Man. Members of the group start missing. They soon learn the myth is more real than thought. Well, maybe the college students should stay away from creepy places and not investigate urban legends. Maybe then they'd stay alive. Oh boy. This is one of those, stupid college students that, just, they can't leave well enough alone and they just end up getting killed, man. I've seen a lot of these, and this is no exception, man. I've actually never heard of the urban legend of the Mole Man, to be honest with you, so I don't know if it's actually good or bad. I don't really even know. Investigation 13. Is it good? Is it bad? Definitely let me know what you guys think of Investigation 13. I kind of like the cover. The cover's okay. It's not bad. Huh. And then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have the DVD of Itsy Bitsy for $9.96. Always check under the bed. Now, I actually watched this one on Amazon Prime, and the reason why I wanted to watch it was because, I liked the trailer, and I was hoping it was a lot like Arachnophobia or Eight-Legged Freaks, something that's fun, but yet a little creepy at the same time. And it's not a bad movie. I like it somewhat. I mean, it's about this family that moves to this sort of country area, and there's also this guy who brings back this sort of ancient relic spider, and then sort of everything sort of goes, sort of crazy and sort of all like horrific from there. It's not bad. The spider stuff is not as creepy as I would like. Some of it's sort of CGI, and you can kind of tell a little bit. Some of the characters are good. Some of them are a little annoying. It's not as creepy as I would like, but it's not as fun as I would like either. It's kind of like half and half. It's just half as creepy as I'd like and not as fun. I still prefer something like Arachnophobia and Eight-Legged Freaks and stuff like that. It's not bad, though. Some of the effects are really cool, and anything with sort of creepy, crawly spiders is always sort of it's interesting to check out because it gets under people's skin, and this will somewhat, but for me, I've seen ones that are a little bit more effective. It's still a good movie, and I still really like some of the stuff in it. It's just not as good as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I know this is definitely a Scream Factory release. I know they do a lot of those IFC Midnight titles, so I think this is definitely one of those. It's still good if you like sort of the creepy, crawly sort of spider stuff, but it could have been a little bit better. But I generally did enjoy it, though. Then over here, I'm also seeing they have the DVD of Anna and the Apocalypse for $9.96. Zombies are coming to town. I also caught this on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to because I'd heard a lot of very interesting things about Anna and the Apocalypse. This is a zombie movie mixed with a musical, and that's a very interesting idea, and I wanted to see what they would do with this, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun with this one. I really did. I thought the characters were fun. I thought the music stuff was actually really inventive and really catchy. I thought the zombie effects were really cool. There's a good amount of blood and gore in here as well. They don't shy away from that. It's kind of a quirky comedy mixed with a horror film, mixed with sort of, singing and dancing sort of spectacle. Very odd mashup, but somehow it actually works because it's very tongue-in-cheek. And it's kind of taking itself seriously, but at times it knows what it is. So I think it's actually really fun and really interesting. And, there's a lot of zombie movies out there that are sort of the same old thing all the time and sort of just the same old thing over and over again. And it's nice to have something a little bit more unique and interesting out there. I can't say it's the best sort of zombie thing, but I think it's actually pretty cool though. And honestly, it would definitely be something I would honestly recommend if you're looking for something new within the genre. If you're sick and tired of the same old stuff over and over again, definitely give it a look for sure, guys. Other than that, that's all I see over in this section. Actually, not bad so far. Let's see what else they got. All right, everybody, we are over in this area of Walmart, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the complete first season of Doom Patrol for $19.96. And I'm telling you, a lot of you guys have commented on previous videos saying how awesome Doom Patrol is and how I've got to watch Doom Patrol. And I've started watching it. I'm about halfway through Doom Patrol, and I got to tell you guys, this thing is absolutely fun as hell. Oh my god, man. This thing is a goddamn blast, dude. I love every single second of watching this show, man. I love these sort of weird and bizarre sort of misfit characters. I love the vulgarity. I love sort of the gruesomeness of it at times, the action, the comedy. Like, this is everything I've ever wanted in a DC show, or any television show for that matter, and it delivers in spades. Oh my god, man. I am loving this. And I've got another half of the season to go, mind you, but oh, dude, I am so loving this show. I love the different characters. I love the superpowers. I love the personalities, the effects and everything. This is such a well done and well crafted show, man. It really honestly is. I have had a ball watching this, man, and I was unsure about it because I'm not really into a lot of the CW stuff, because maybe I feel sometimes maybe those CW shows are playing it a little safe. But with this is not playing it safe at all, man. It really is having a fun time, just almost being like a punkish version of like a CW show, and it really just blows my mind how awesome this show is. I can't wait to watch the other half of the season because I am loving this, man, and I am quickly becoming a huge fan of this show. All you guys who told me to watch it, you're not wrong. This is absolutely amazing, and I hope more people get into this show because it deserves a hell of a bigger following than I think it has, man. It is so well worth it, guys. Honestly, I love this thing so much so far. Definitely, if you have not watched Doom Patrol, get on it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I certainly have not been so far, guys. Honestly, well worth your time for sure. Then the other thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray of the complete first season of Genlock for $19.96 and the DVD for $14.96. I have not heard of this before. I really don't know what this is. This looks like just an animated show, but what is this about actually? 50 years in the future, an oppressive authoritarian force threatens to conquer the world. A daring team is recruited to pilot a new form of weaponized neuroscience. Well, that's interesting. Cool sort of like sci-fi anime show with... Oh, wow, look at that. It's voiced by Michael B. Jordan, Dakota Fanning, Maisie Williams, David Tennant. Holy crap. That looks really cool, man. I've never heard of this. I like a good real like science fiction tale, but you guys know I'm not really huge into anime, so it kind of, I don't know, man. Like, it looks really interesting. I'd love to give it a chance, but anime is not really my thing. So, is it worth it? It looks like one of those this has from Sci-Fi Wire one of the most anticipated under the radar shows of 2019. So maybe it's really well worth it, just not many people know about it? Huh. Looks really interesting to me. Very interesting indeed. If you guys know much about Genlock, definitely let me know. Fascinating. Huh. And other than that, that does it over here. Actually, a lot of really great releases this week over at Walmart. Alright, let's head out. You got your new releases, you got your small independent titles, some horror stuff, displays, exclusives. Not bad here at Walmart this week. Not bad at all. The only thing we're missing is some of those 4K releases that came out this week. But I talked to somebody here at Walmart that said that unfortunately they're in the back somewhere, but they can't really find them right now. So, happens. But other than that, man, some really great releases this week. And again, if you're a fan of sort of those mini action figures, Walmart had a few very interesting exclusives as well. Really jam-packed week here with a lot of really great releases and some unexpected titles that I didn't think came out this week as well. Very, very happy with Walmart as usual. They always usually deliver us with some unique stuff, and this week is definitely no exception, guys. Not bad here. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's head to the second location and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. Now, you know, it was kind of interesting because the third-party vendor was there filling up the media at Walmart, and he was like, yeah, you know, there's not a lot of stuff that got released this week. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a lot of stuff that got released this week, man. I mean, a ton of releases, independent titles, 4K upgrades. You know, to be fair, he only stocks Walmart, so I said to him, I'm like, I've got a journey ahead of me at these other places. So, you know, you're only at this one place. I got to go to many places. So I see a lot more than you do. And he's like, oh, okay, fair enough. But, you know, there was a lot of stuff over at Walmart. They didn't have everything, but there was quite a bit and some cool exclusives. So now we head over to Target. And I'm really curious because... what will we see here? Because I'm expecting some exclusives. I'm expecting most of the new releases. Will we see the 4K upgrades that we didn't see over at Walmart? You know, like I said before, Target can be a gamble. But when there's a good release week, they have a lot to show off. And I think this time, hopefully, they definitely will. But let's go into Target and find out. Alright, everybody, we are in a Target here with this display for Spider-Man Far From Home. Not bad variety and selection they got over here. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Spider-Man Far From Home for, well, they don't have a price for it. Sorry, guys, yeah, there is no price for this. They also have the DVD over here for, yet again, they have no price tag for that at all, so I don't know what the price is for that. They also have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital for, yet again, no price tag for that, so don't know what that is. And they also have, actually, they have an only at Target, includes 48-page mini book, Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. For I wish I could tell you guys the price, but they do not have it. But on the inside here, I'll kind of show it to you. It almost looks like a passport, sort of like book right there. It has little sort of pictures and some trivia stuff and sort of cool little anecdotes about the movie and everything. Very interesting release. Like I said, like Walmart has sort of like those little action figures. Target does sort of the more like the mini booklets and the 48 page sort of gallery stuff like that. So this is not bad. It still has the same cover art though, but just in sort of mini book form. So you can kind of see the mini book is right in there too. Interesting. And now that there's like the second Spider-Man film with Tom Holland in it, for me, I really like Tom Holland in this role, man. I really do. I think Tom Holland is great, man. Where does Tom Holland rank in my sort of favorite Spider-Man sort of, like leading man type of thing? I think he's right up there with Tobey Maguire. Honestly, now that I've seen him in, Captain America Civil War and Homecoming and this and a couple of the Avengers movies, he's grown on me quite a lot. Tom Holland has this great infectious sort of, energy and personality, and he's very sort of quirky, and he brings a different type of sort of persona to Peter Parker, Spider-Man, that you really haven't seen before. Andrew Garfield, I'm not a huge Andrew Garfield fan. I didn't really like both of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and I didn't really like him in it. I think he came off more as like a creepy stalker and sort of like a sort of punkish type of guy where he had an attitude problem, which I didn't really care for, his character of Peter Parker. And Tobey Maguire is great. I love Tobey Maguire. He's, to me, guys, to be honest with you, Tobey Maguire is great. That first and second Spider-Man films are absolutely phenomenal. He's awesome. The third Spider-Man film, not so much, but I don't really blame that on Tobey himself, but I like Tobey Maguire. He's somebody that I grew up with, especially when the first movie came out in 2002, and just seeing Peter Parker on the big screen, and he was absolutely amazing and awesome here. I would rank Tom Holland along with Tobey Maguire. I think that's where I would rank him, because I think he's right there, dude. He's literally right there. I think I have a little bit more love slightly for Tobey Maguire, but I think Tom Holland, man, I think for me, he's quickly becoming, out of all the leading men, my favorite Spider-Man. We'll see what happens with the third film and future stuff that he does in other movies, but right now, man, I've really gotten used to his Spider-Man, and I think he's one of the best that we've seen. If I had to rank him, I'd probably say Tobey Maguire first, Tom Holland really very, very close second, and Andrew Garfield very much a distant third. But definitely let me know what you guys think, who you prefer, who you think didn't do a good job. Definitely let me know, guys. But yeah, I think he's a really great Spider-Man, honestly, and a really great Peter Parker, because it's hard to play both roles. You would think one is easier than the other, but they're both pretty difficult, and I think he pulls both of them off pretty well, to be honest with you. So unfortunately, we don't have any of the price tags, but again, there is quite a selection. The DVD, the 4K, the Blu-ray DVD, and this really great mini book exclusive. Not half bad at all, guys. Not half bad here. Let's see what else Target has, and hopefully we can see what prices they have as well. Alright everybody, we are over in this section of Target, and they do have that 4K for $29.99, the only at Target exclusive for $26.99, the Blu-ray DVD and digital for $24.99, and the DVD for $19.99. We finally get to see the prices, not half bad, and all of the selection, very cool, especially the 48 page booklet, which ain't half bad. But I definitely prefer this cover. I think this cover is much better. I don't know why. I just love the half and half there. It's a lot less generic. This seems a little bit more generic of a cover art to me. But this one, I really like this one. Then the next thing over here I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray of Genlock, the complete first season, for $19.99. And again, man, it does look really interesting. It almost like a futuristic sort of like, I don't know, somehow like weaponized machines like Transformers or something. It does look actually really cool. Huh. See, every time I say I'm not a huge fan of anime, then something comes along that really kind of piques my interest. Because I've had people at work, like, almost bag on me. They're like, you don't like anime? And I'm like, I'm supposed to? But it never really piqued my interest. There's some that did, like the Animatrix stuff did, but then after that, really nothing else. This is the first thing that I've seen in quite a while that really has piqued my interest. Definitely let me know what you think about Genlock, guys. Good, bad, let me know. Then over here, I'm seeing they have the complete first season of Doom Patrol for $19.99. Oh, baby. So love this show. I so love this show, man. And I don't know who's my favorite character, honestly. Now that I really think about it, because I really like them all. They're really well done. I like all of them. Like, Negative Man is really great. I love Robot Man. I think Cliff Steele is great. I think that Brendan Fraser is awesome in this show, man. I really do. Like, the first scene that you see Brendan Fraser in, I won't really say what the scene is, but you're like, wow, this is a whole side of Brendan Fraser I have never seen before. And he does a great job voicing the character and everything. That's so great of a role he has on this. But I think my favorite, though, probably has to be Crazy Jane, Diane Guerrera, because she plays, I think, like 60 some odd different personalities. And oh my God, what an amazing acting performance she does. This chick is so messed up, and she has so many different types of personalities and ranges that she has, and she goes from one extreme to the next. She is really just an amazing actress, and this is absolutely an amazing character. I think all of them are really amazing. I mean, even Timothy Dalton in there as well. I love him in here. He sort of plays almost like a version of like Professor X or something. I mean, all of these characters are really dynamic, man. Honestly, they are. It's hard to pick a favorite, though. I really like Brendan Fraser in here, but I think the chick who plays Crazy Jane is amazing. And I got to give it up to Matt Bomer as well. He's an awesome actor, and he does a great job just underneath all of that stuff, even when he's in the burnt makeup and everything. Oh, so amazing. This is such a wildly different show than any of the CW stuff, and I really appreciate that. I feel like if DC is really going to break out into new and different territories, I think they really need to embrace stuff like Doom Patrol. I think they really do, because it's shows like this that are really going to put them on the map and are really going to like diversify them against something like Marvel. That's just my opinion. I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think and which one is your favorite characters. But it looks really awesome to me, man. And when I started watching it, man, I was even more impressed. So awesome here. I can't speak highly enough of this show. I really can't. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD digital of Chernobyl for $29.99. And, when I was watching Chernobyl, I kept thinking to myself how awesome of an actor Jared Harris is. Jared Harris is in this, and he does a brilliant job, dude. He is... the emotion and everything that he has to go through his character is fantastic, man. I mean, everybody does a great job, but Jared Harris is amazing here. And I was thinking about Jared Harris for a second, like, he's an awesome actor, dude. Like, the first thing I think I ever saw him in was that Lost in Space movie back in the late 90s. He played an older Will, and he was really awesome there. And then I remember seeing him like when he was on Fringe and he played the bad guy, David Robert Jones, and he did an awesome job in that, man. He really did. He's a really honestly a very underrated actor. I mean, he was even in Resident Evil Apocalypse, I think it was, and I think he was one of the best parts of that movie. He always brings his A game, man. I even really loved him as Moriarty in that Sherlock Holmes movie. He was awesome there. Everything he does is basically gold, man. He's really awesome in everything, and here is really great. I mean, just the acting alone is great in this, but just the story is just really Oh, it's so heartbreaking, but so amazing, honestly. If you guys haven't watched this, give it a chance. It really opens your eyes to this whole tragedy, man, and it really was a tragedy. It's amazing. Well done, HBO. Well done. Then over here, I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of The Shining for $24.99. This movie actually came out this week as well on like a 4K upgrade. I like the cover. The cover's really cool with him, and sort of inside of him you see like Danny and the house and everything. Oh, that's really cool. That's nice. Yeah, this is really, really cool, man. And this is a really great movie, dude. Honestly, I'm a fan of Stanley Kubrick's, but I'm not a huge fan. There's certain movies that I like more than others, and The Shining is definitely one of them. I think The Shining is brilliant. It's one of those movies where you really have to watch it multiple times in order to really understand it, because you're not going to instantly get it right away. There's a lot of hidden meanings behind it, and there's a lot of like, sort of things that you pick up later on as you watch it. The performances here are amazing. Jack Nicholson is electrifying and chilling and scary as the father, and oh man, and Shelley Duvall is absolutely, gosh, the what she goes through in this movie, man, just the emotion and the torment she has to deal with, man, absolutely gut wrenching what she has to go through, and the little boy Danny and all the iconography, whether it's the two little girls or the blood flowing, and this movie is amazing. And what's weird is that this is a completely different movie than the actual book. The book and the movie are two very different things, and I know that Stephen King, I don't know whether Stephen King still hates this movie or not, but there was a time when he really hated this movie quite a bit. I don't know whether he does or not, but anymore, but this movie's amazing, and it's one of the top horror films of all time. It really is, man. And just in time for the new film, Dr. Sleep, by the way, not half bad here. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up. I don't know how well it's going to look on 4K, but it could look really cool. And that cover, man, that cover is awesome. The Shining, not half bad. Then over here I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Gremlins for $24.99. This actually came out this week as well on 4K, and that's an interesting cover. Look at that, with him on the sign and sort of the hands of the gremlins themselves. Very interesting. And I believe this is, the 35th anniversary. My God, man, that's craziness. For 35 years for Gremlins, of all things. Nutty, dude. I love this movie, dude. This is like a great like monster flick with the Gremlins. It's a great like horror comedy. I love the Gremlins themselves. They're really weird and they're horrific, but yet they're funny at the same time. It's a weird combo, but somehow it works, man. And Joe Dante did an awesome job on this movie, man. Joe Dante really did. I love the characters here. I love sort of the blood and the craziness that goes into this, and sort of the little Mogwai there. Oh, look how cute he is. This is a great all-around movie, man. And I guess you could say this also passes for a Christmas movie too, because it's set in Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas iconography there, so it definitely sets itself in Christmas as well. But this is great, dude. Honestly, what's interesting is that I think when this came out, this was definitely a newer concept. Nobody really saw it coming. And I think it really stunned a lot of people, but it was so well received and well made that even the most hardest of critics really couldn't deny how it's charm, dude. Honestly, this is a really great movie, dude. Honestly, this and the sequel. I really like the sequel quite a bit too. The sequel is more underrated than the first film is, but I think it's a great double feature, and it just goes to show you when Steven Spielberg, teams up with a really great director like Joe Dante, you can really do something that's not only a really cool horror film, but also a classic as well. I know a lot of people don't like a lot of the classics and kind of snub away from them, But this is one I think that if you're a monster fan, it catches your itch. If you're just a horror fan in general, if you like horror comedies, I think it hits a lot of bases. I really love this one quite a bit, guys. I'm a huge fan of Gremlins. And then not sure how it'll look in 4K though, being from the 80s, but I think it could be really cool. And actually, when I first saw the cover online, I wasn't a big fan of it, but now looking at the cover now, it actually looks really cool. I actually like that cover in person, actually. It's not bad. Then, the other thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of the Death and Return of Superman Complete Film Collection Limited Edition, which also has the limited edition action figure inside. So I guess it wasn't a Walmart exclusive. I guess it was everywhere. Not bad. You know, I got to admit that as much as I love Superman, I don't think Superman has always gotten the best treatment on screen. I like the couple of Christopher Reeves films. I like the adventures of Lois and Clark. I like that. I do like Superboy, that old one from the late 80s, early 90s. That show I really liked. That was a really good show. But outside of that, I didn't think they did a great job with him on Smallville. I think some of the DC new movies that they've done, like Man of Steel, I haven't really been a fan of where they've taken the character. Some of those later Christopher Reeves movies, I feel like it's really tough to get Superman right, because Superman is such a powerful character that you can really overdo it sometimes. But people have told me that these are really good and they really represent Superman in a great way. Definitely let me know what some of your favorite like Superman like movies or TV series or anime stuff is. But I definitely got to give this a look. Again, people have told me good things, so I definitely got to give it a try at some point. Not bad. Other than that, that does it for over here, guys. Let's see if they got anything else. Alright guys, we are over in this section of Target where they've got sort of this Halloween stuff. Movies on this side, over on this side, and over on this side as well. But we'll kind of start over here. They got the DVD of Hocus Pocus. They got this new book, actually, which is the Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel, which you guys know this is like a, you know, movie, DVD, Blu-ray kind of type of channel, but I don't know. Have you guys known anything about the actual book? Do you guys know if it's actually good or not? I'm kind of curious. Because I really love Hocus Pocus, and Hocus Pocus is such an awesome film, so I'm kind of wondering whether or not the book sequel is good. Because I doubt they'll ever actually make a movie sequel. I kind of doubt they ever will. And if they do, I'd be really shocked if they ever did. I think sort of the actresses now are getting a little too old for it, so I don't think we'd ever see it. But, I mean, maybe if this is really, really successful, maybe they would. Let me know if the book is worth it. They also got the Blu-ray digital over here as well. I know Target had that, like, exclusive packaging for Hocus Pocus, and I think that all sold out, so there's no way that's ever coming back again. But it's kind of cool that they have it. This is a really great Halloween movie, not only for adults but for kids as well. This is a great one for kids. Some Halloween movies are a little bit gruesome for kids, but this is one where you could show it to the little kids and they'd get scared a little bit, but I think they'd have a lot of fun with it. This is definitely one for like all generations. They have sort of the Nightmare Before Christmas DVD and digital. And honestly, guys, Nightmare Before Christmas is great. You can watch it not only as a Halloween movie, but you can watch it as a Christmas movie as well. I think this is amazing. I think the animation here is absolutely stunning. I love the story. This has spawned so much merchandise and so much love for this movie, and I can see why. It's just a fantastic goddamn movie, dude, and it's become a classic over the years too, and well deserved. Great movie. Disney's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Mickey's Treat. You've got the DVD Toy Story of Terror. Not bad for the kids. Oh, you got the Blu-ray of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Not bad here, man. This is a really great classic as well. I used to be a huge fan of Charlie Brown and would watch all of their stuff, whether it's the Christmas special stuff or the Halloween stuff or like the Thanksgiving stuff. It's really great. This is timeless, dude. The Charlie Brown stuff is absolutely fantastic. 50th anniversary. God, that is crazy, dude. 50 years of this, and it's still going strong to this day. Thank God. Classics never go out of style. I always say that. They got the DVD over here. They got Hotel Transylvania 2. They also have the DVD two-movie collection of The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values. Really great two-movie collection. Actually, right around the corner from the animated movie that's coming out really recently, or actually very, very soon. I love these two movies. I think they're great. It's probably the best live action adaptation of this series that you're probably ever going to get. And I'm being honest. I'm really looking forward to the animated film, and I think the animated film is going to be really cool, but there's something about these two movies, and I don't know whether it's Christopher Lloyd or Raul Julia. Oh my God, who's fantastic here as well. Barry Sonnenfeld directs both of these movies. He does an awesome job here, way before he did anything with Men in Black. Angelica Houston is great as Morticia. I just love it. I thought it was really funny, really creative. It's kind of humorous, but it has dark humor to it. Kids can enjoy it and adults can enjoy it too. This is a great two movies. It's kind of two movies that I think you can show your kids during Halloween. I know a lot of you guys have kids out there and are kind of curious which movies you could watch during the Halloween season that kind of won't upset your kids or like be too extreme. And I think the Addams Family two movie collection is actually worth it. I really do, guys. I really do. This is a really great two movie collection. Really, honestly is. And on the other side here, guys, you have a bunch of other stuff here. You have all of these sort of DVDs here, which come with a free glow-in-the-dark necklace with purchase of any of these titles. And here's kind of the glow-in-the-dark necklace right here. Oh, that kind of looks cool. Interesting. E.T., which I don't really would ever consider E.T. sort of a Halloween movie or any kind of scary Halloween type of film. Would you guys consider it? I don't think I ever would. I never thought of E.T. as that, but that's just me. They've got Thomas and Friends, Thomas Halloween Adventures. Oh God, I remember when I used to watch Thomas and Friends. Man, blast from the fucking past. That is. The House with a Clock in Its Walls, which is a really great movie, and you definitely could watch this for Halloween with your kids, and I think they're at times maybe a little bit intense for little kids, but actually it's actually a really great movie, dude. I really like that one. I would recommend that. Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein. Really? I don't think I've ever heard of this one. That is interesting. I used to be a fan of Alvin and the Chipmunks years ago, but it's been so long. Meet Frankenstein. Sort of like Abbott and Costello. Very interesting. That's got Scared Shrekless. No, I never heard of this, actually. Scared Shrekless, actually. Includes a Shrek'd out parody of Michael Jackson's Thriller. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of piques my interest, because I don't know what I would get with that, man. That is odd, dude. See, I love Shrek and Shrek 2, and after that, I kind of was not a fan of it, but I could see myself really enjoying this one. Do you guys know anything about this? Definitely let me know. That's interesting. You also have Curious George, Halloween Boo Fest. Oh my God. Dude, let me tell you something. I used to watch Curious George a long time ago, just like I watched Alvin and the Chipmunks, and it's been so long, man. God. See, a lot of the stuff that I grew up with as a kid, I don't really watch anymore, so I kind of abandoned a lot of that stuff, but it's still worth checking out if you're a kid, dude. I honestly recommend a lot of this stuff for kids. Interesting. And then they have Casper right here. Oh, Casper's great. I really like Casper quite a bit, man. This is another really great sort of like October Halloween classic for the kids as well. It really honestly is. You know, I used to watch it when I was a kid. I really did. I really loved it quite a bit. And speaking of Devon Sawa, he's also in this as well. I thought it was great. Christina Ricci is great in here as well. I like the comedy. I like the goofy comedy here. I kind of grew out of Casper a little bit, but I still recommend it for kids, though. I do. That's a really good one for kids. I've also got Descendants 2, Descendants 3. Disney's Zombies, which I guess is good for kids. It's, it's not going to scare the shit out of them. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing these Disney zombies don't actually like kill people. I'm pretty positive they don't kill people, but I could be wrong. That would be very weird if a Disney zombie movie went for the throat. But I think they just probably sing and dance. Singing and dancing zombies. Hey. Coco, which is a really great movie, and I guess you could watch this during Halloween as well. I guess you could. It's got some themes in there, like Day of the Dead and stuff like that for kids. Book of Life, Halloween Town, and Halloween Town 2, which I've never seen these movies. They also have Halloween Town High and The Return to Halloween Town. I showed these off before in a previous Out and About some time ago, and I never saw any of these ones, but I heard they were good. I think they were probably like something that just passed me by when I was a kid, and I never actually got to actually watch them, but I heard they were actually not bad, though. You guys are going to have to let me know about Halloween Town and whether they're actually worth it checking out. I think as I get older, I get away from a lot of the kids stuff, more like obviously the adult horror stuff I get into, but if I ever have like kids, I wonder if this is actually good stuff. Just want to let me know. You've also got The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, which is a great Don Knotts movie. I love Don Knotts, man. I always love the older classic type of stuff, and this is great older classic Don Knotts. He did a lot of really great movies, and this is a really, really great one, man. I'm a huge fan of Don Knotts, and these older type of movies I really love, dude. That's a great one. Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. Look, I don't like this movie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. Just put it that way. Don't like it. Sorry, guys. You got Monster House. Shaun the Sheep, Little Sheep of Horrors. Oh my God, what is this? Little Sheep of Horrors. That's great. Oh my God. Something woolly this way comes. Oh, that's great. That would be really cool for kids. Oh, that's nice. Shaun the Sheep, Little Sheep of Horrors. That's cool. I like that. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is a great, great animated movie, man. I really like this one quite a bit. I kind of talked, I think, last week about Sleepy Hollow in that Tim Burton movie, and what a great movie that is. But I think it's right up there with this one. I just really love that old school tale of the Headless Horseman and Ichabod coming into town, and people are trying to scare him away. I really like that, man. And this animated one, if you're looking for this type of tale and you don't want to watch the Tim Burton one, this one is worth it, guys. Honestly, it really is. They also have Twitches and Twitches 2? No, I've never heard of this 2-movie collection. I remember these actresses, like they were one time they were really big and they were really huge and they were doing like TV and everything, but I don't think I ever remember these movies. I don't think I ever did at all. No, I don't think. I think these passed me by. There's a lot of like these Disney stuff that comes out like when I was a kid that I think some of it passed me by, others I watched. I think it was kind of just whatever I found, but I never heard of Twitches. Oh, not at all. Oh, interesting. Then they've got Vampirina. Meet the new girl on the block. I'm betting you money she ain't sucking somebody's neck. Woofy, Demi, Brina. And I love how they always have weird, quirky names, and then the parents are just mom and dad. I like that. Vampirina. I guess if you want to get your kids early into vampire stuff, hey, why not Vampirina? Interesting. They also have Disney's Mickey Mouse Merry and Scary, the holiday collection. Look at that. That's really cool with Mickey having candy corn as sort of fangs. That's really cool, man. Huh. Sort of mix of Christmas and Halloween together. I don't think I ever saw this one either. It's interesting. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this Mickey Mouse Merry and Scary collection. Interesting. Mickey's Monster Musical. See? The Dog Who Saved Halloween. Very interesting. This dog has some new tricks and treats. Very interesting. Joey Lawrence is in, Lance Henriksen, Dean Cain. Interesting. No, I never heard of this one at all either. The Dog Who Saved Halloween. Not at all. That's really interesting. A good one for the little kids? Probably. Not something I'd be into, but little kids will get that. You also have Spooky Buddies right here. Oh, Spooky Buddies. With a bunch of dogs. There's this little talking puppies are back. Oh, that's interesting. Harlan Williams. Oh my God, dude. I remember when Harlan Williams was a thing. He was in a ton of movies. Now, whatever happened to that guy? Well, that's interesting. Huh. Spooky Buddies with Harlan Williams. Heard of that one. You have Scooby-Doo double feature. You have another Scooby-Doo double feature and Halloween Heroes. Not bad over in this section, guys. And then on the other side over here for more of the scary movies, they have It Chapter 1 right here, the Blu-ray and the DVD right here with those sort of... These are not sort of the ones with the googly eyes. They're just more of like a creepy sort of right-in-the-face type of cover. They have those. They have the classic miniseries It with Tim Curry right here. They have the regular DVD of The Shining, but if the 4K came out, I just picked up the 4K though. That's just what I pick up, and I think it has a way better cover too. They have The Nun. They have Annabelle, which I know Annabelle Comes Home is like right around the corner coming out, so I am interested in checking that one out. Definitely give you my thoughts next week on that one. Then Gremlins. They have this old school sort of different type of slip that they have for Gremlins. Don't give them any water. And then they have another one right here, which is different, which is that sort of like creepy cover thing, which, how can he ever be creepy? Look at a face like that. Yes, he can be creepy. So they have that cover. They also have Gremlins 2, the new batch, which, by the way, again, I told you guys how underrated Gremlins 2 is, and it really is, man. I know Gremlins got the 4K treatment, but I am really hoping in the future at some point Gremlins 2 gets the same thing, because it really is not as classic as the first film, but I think really underrated, honestly. It's a great like horror comedy, much more comedy than horror, but still really interesting. Have that. They have the Leprechaun Complete Movie Collection, which I can't say all the films are worth it. I like the first one and the second, third. The fourth one in space is... it's cheesy, and maybe that's why I kind of like it, but it's really not that good. The ones in the hood they're funny, but they're not really all that great, and the remake is, oh God, it's god-awful. I wish they would come out with like individual editions of like Leprechaun and whatnot, and I think maybe in the future we will, but it's going to be quite a long time until that happens, guys. But, I mean, for $19.99 for 7 movies, that's not a bad deal, though. And the Leprechaun franchise, I happen to like the Leprechaun. Warwick Davis is awesome in the role. So anything that he's in, I tend to give a chance to, even if the movie's kind of bad. So, you know, if you're a fan of the Leprechaun franchise, give it a look. They have the 5-film collection for The Nun, Annabelle, The Conjuring, Annabelle Creation, and Conjuring 2, which now this edition is now actually... now it's null and void because the new Annabelle is coming out. They're doing another Conjuring. They're going to do another Nun film. The Curse of La Llorona is not a part of this. So there's this 5-film collection in the Conjuring universe is actually now kind of obsolete, actually. And out of all of these, I would say my favorite is probably Annabelle Creation. I really do like that second Annabelle movie. Way better than I think a lot of people give it credit for. The first Conjuring's good. Conjuring 2's not as good, but still decent. The first Annabelle is really not that good. And The Nun is passable. So, the Conjuring universe is decent, but it's not the greatest horror universe, I would say. Some interesting movies, though. They also got the Saw 8 film collection for 1999. Interesting. I know they're doing the new Saw movie that Chris Rock, wrote. Chris Rock wrote, and he's, in it. And I'm like, really? Chris Rock of all people, and he's supposed to be a huge Saw fan. Just crazy, man. But I do like the Saw. I do like the series. The Saw series I like quite a bit, and I think for me, it's not for everybody. A lot of people call these movies torture porn, and I understand why. But for me, I thought there was a really cool sort of ongoing thread of a story, and I like the Jigsaw character, and I like how each film connected to the next one. It's not everybody's type of horror, but I kind of actually enjoy it, but that's just me though. They also have an only at Target limited edition collection for Halloween, the two movie collection, 1978 and then the 2018 version right here. And oh yeah, it's just the same sort of thing on the inside. That's interesting. I know this came out as well. I know they sort of do these two movie collections from time to time. There's been so many releases of Halloween that it's absolutely ridiculous, guys. It really is. I can't even count how many editions have come out of this movie. And now there's so many ones that are coming out of the 2018 film. I'd honestly wait if I were you. And the reason why is that they're doing the sequels, they're filming them right now. There's going to probably be another box set. There's going to probably be more editions. I'd hate for you guys to spend your money and then, regret the purchase. I mean, it's a cool slip and it's a cool sort of two movie collection, but you can get the original for kind of cheap, so that's just my thought. Then they have Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 on DVD, which these movies are classic. They're great. I love them. Evil Dead 2 is more of a horror comedy. The first Evil Dead is sort of more of an indie sort of dark sort of gross out type of comedy, but I really actually do enjoy both of these, and Sam Raimi is genius. I don't know why they wouldn't do a 3-pack of Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. Then they have Frankenweenie, which actually it's not a bad movie, honestly. I actually do like that one quite a bit. It's not bad. Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride, which Corpse Bride is just okay. That's okay. They have a 4-film favorite with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The most horrific movie out of all of these is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's really horrific because it's horrifically bad. Oh my god, that one is terrible, dude. I really like Beetlejuice quite a bit. I hope at some point we get a special edition of Beetlejuice, because I'd love to have a special edition of that movie. It's always in 4-film collection sets, or it's in sort of this bare bones set. I'd love to see a special edition of that. And the same with Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I'd love to see one for Pee-wee's Big Adventure come out, because that deserves way more love than it currently gets at times. But it's a good Tim Burton collection set. Not all of the best Tim Burton films, but sometimes with these 4-film collection sets, you don't exactly get the best films in all of them. I think. Then they've got the Universal Classic Monsters collection. God, talk about how many editions have come out of this. This has been so many editions. My mother is a huge fan of the Universal Monsters, man. Huge. Her favorite is Frankenstein. If I had to say mine, I'd probably say Dracula. I love Lugosi as Dracula. He is awesome, man. Lugosi is great, but I think the Wolfman's really good, and Invisible Man. These are the movies that started it all, dude. And I know that a lot of the new school fans kind of forget these movies, but they're really great, dude. And honestly, if you have time during this Halloween season, go back and watch the black and white classics, because they really are amazing, and they really deserve more love than I think they've gotten from some of the newer generation of fans. They tend to be forgotten or left to the side, and honestly, give these ones a chance, because yeah, they're not bloody and gory, but I think they have a great value to them, and I really enjoy these old school ones. I really do. Poltergeist, the original, which is the better one over the remake. They're here. Oh, great movie, dude. Great movie. Some people say Steven Spielberg directed this, and other people say Tobe Hooper directed this. It's an ongoing argument. I'd say Tobe Hooper, but that's just me. Still a great goddamn movie. Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is a great movie, dude. This movie is great. This is one of my favorite Dracula films of all time, man. I really love this one. Not only because of, like, all the great actors in here, which there's a ton, but also because of Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman kills it as Dracula. He is, honestly, he is probably one of my top 5 favorite Draculas of all time. Kid you not. He is amazing in this movie. Winona Ryder's great in here. Anthony Hopkins is great. I know some people bag on Keanu Reeves in this movie, but I thought he did a decent job. This is a really good movie, by the way. The original and much better Child's Play movie. Gotta love that. Chucky is iconic. Great one. You have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Us. Great movie. The Rocky Horror Picture Show never goes out of style. Never at all. It's always a staple, like every Halloween season. People do like midnight screenings of it and everything, and people really love it. It's a classic. Not that sort of Fox TV remake, which was really god-awful. This one is, I mean, Tim Curry is awesome in here. The music is great. It's very sort of perverted for the times, but God, do I love it. So awesome. Tyler Perry's Boo 2, Ghostbusters Answer the Call, which I'm still not a fan of this movie, and I just don't think the story was good. I thought the characters were very bland. It didn't really work as a story for me, honestly. And I know they're doing that new Ghostbusters film next year, which I'm really interested in it. And I hope that it sort of redeems the Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Because I love Ghostbusters 1 and 2, but this one just really, like, just limped across the finish line to me. Then, of course, they have Ghostbusters 1 and 2 as well on Blu-ray. And this is actually the older edition, sort of like the booklet inside and everything. I used to have this edition, and then the new edition with the steelbook came out, and I bought that instead, which looks gorgeous. But this is still a really good edition, and for $15 for Blu-ray, that's not bad for 2 movies. Ghostbusters 1 is a classic. We all know that. But Ghostbusters 2 is really underrated, and I really like it a lot. I like Vigo the Carpathian. I like the comedy with Rick Moranis. I still like the camaraderie with the guys. I still think they're great. And I still really like the horror aspect to it. It's not, like I said, it's not as classic as that first film, but I still think it deserves a lot of love. And I'm hoping that new Ghostbusters film, I hope that it has some sort of, like, homage to Harold Ramis, because, man, he is missed. He is such an awesome, was an awesome actor and director, and deserves a lot of love. God, I hope they do something really great with the next one. Of course, you have the single edition of Beetlejuice, which some special features, but I wish they would do like a special edition with audio commentary and making of and everything, and talk to Keaton, and God, I wish they would. Then they also have down here 2 very interesting movies. They have the DVD of Tower of Terror with Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst, which I have never seen before. This is really interesting to me. I remember going on the Tower of Terror ride back in the day over at Disney, and that was really great for back in the day. Honestly, it was. That was a scary experience, but so fun. I didn't know that they actually made a movie out of Tower of Terror. I never realized that. With Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst. That's really interesting. That is apparent. No, anytime I hear about Kirsten Dunst, I never hear of this film. And the same thing with, like, Steve Guttenberg. I never hear of this movie ever being mentioned at all. Is this good? I don't even know, dude. Like, I'm kind of interested in it because it's Disney, but he had this Tower of Terror, and It's these really recognizable actors. I've never heard of this one. This is really interesting, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Tower of Terror. And then the other thing is The Watcher in the Woods, which I vaguely remember. Oh my god, man, it's been so long since I've seen this one. With Betty Davis. My god, man, this thing is old. Man, if I've seen this, it's been decades since I've seen this. I completely forgot about this movie, man. This is like a blast from the past. The Watcher in the Woods. Wow. Yeah, man, this is like, if I were to watch this now, it would be like a brand new watch, because I don't remember anything about this one, man. I really don't. This is interesting. Really. Huh. The Watcher in the Woods. I wonder if they're going to have... See, it's kind of interesting because talking about Disney Plus, I'm kind of curious whether Disney Plus would have these type of movies on the streaming service, because they're so old and not many people would know about them, so I don't know if they would technically be popular to be on the service or not. Very interesting. Tower of Terror and Watcher in the Woods. No, I don't remember either of these ones, but it's really cool that Target has them here. God, I don't think I've seen them out in the wild ever either. It's really interesting. Let me know what you think of Tower of Terror and Watcher in the Woods. Whew. Blast from the past for sure, guys. And actually, really cool display. A lot of really cool stuff, guys. Not bad for a little horror section that they have. Alright, let's head out. Actually, not bad releases this time over at Target, guys. I mean, you've got all that cool, like, Halloween section, which has got all the cool, like, Halloween stuff for kids and for adults. You've also got all of the new releases. You've got the TV shows. You've got that exclusive for Spider-Man Far From Home, which is pretty cool as well. Not half bad. I'm always telling you guys, when there's a good release week, they always have a lot of stuff in abundance, and this is one of those times, especially with the Halloween display. There's a lot of people doing Halloween displays now, like we saw the Walmart one, and now the Target one is pretty cool as well. Not bad here this week. Not bad at all. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's head to the third and final location and see what we can find. Not a slow week for physical media, not at all, guys. There's actually quite a bit to show off at all the stores so far. Some really cool exclusives, some deals, some really interesting media that I didn't think we'd see this week. But could we be saving the best for last with Best Buy, baby? So let's see what they have. We're hoping for exclusives, we're hoping for deals. We're hoping for the unique titles that the Beast only carries. You never know what we're going to see, but Best Buy usually delivers, and this time could be no exception. All right, let's head in and find out. All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy with this small display for Spider-Man Far From Home. Not bad, a little small display. Not bad at all. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have the DVD of Spider-Man Far From Home for $19.99. They have the Blu-ray DVD and digital for $22.99. And they also have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital for $27.99 right here as well. Now, I have to say it, dude, it has been one hell of a roller coaster this summer with Spider-Man. It really has, man. I'm not gonna lie. It has been so rough, man. I mean, when we got that announcement that basically Spider-Man is out of the MCU and that they couldn't come to a deal and that, you know, both sides are splitting up and they're taking Spider-Man back, and so many people were so upset and angered, and they didn't know who to be angered with. Was it Sony? Was it Disney? Whose fault? Then there were so many YouTube videos and there were so many like articles about the end of Spider-Man and sort of the end of the MCU and how Sony's going to ruin it and how it's all Disney's fault, and there was so much back and forth, man. And honestly, I think it's a bit of both people's fault. I mean, everything I've read, Sony, you know, Sony really wanted Spider-Man to be part of the MCU. And when they ended up doing the deal with Marvel, you know, it worked out for both sides. The money was there, the creativity was there, everybody was benefiting. Then eventually they do Venom, and Venom's really successful. They do, you know, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that's really successful. And then at that point, I think, you know, they start to think to themselves, well, we can do it. We can do our own Spider-Man thing. We don't need Marvel anymore. And lo and behold, they said, we're going to cut ties. We want him to team up with Venom. We want him to do all that other stuff. And, you know, Disney was asking for 50% because they're like, hey, we're only getting 5% of the grosses here, and we want more money. We feel we put in a lot of creativity. Kevin Feige's put in a lot of time. We deserve more money. And both people were greedy. Both parties were greedy, and it just was a really big mess. And there was a whole thing with fans, you know, doing these sort of backlashes against these companies. And, you know, there were all these celebrities that came out and were like, we want Spider-Man back in the MCU. And there's so much, like, controversies and dilemmas that happened. And it was just one craziness after another. And, I mean, eventually they found their footing, and now they made a deal. I mean, it's for only one Spider-Man film and another appearance in some MCU film, whatever that may be. But, I mean, I'm glad they're finishing it. I'm glad they're doing a trilogy. I'm glad Spider-Man's staying in the MCU. But I think the problem is that this is just pure and plain greed. That's it. There's nothing more to it. It's just greed. And the problem is that who gets screwed over? Who gets screwed over is the fans. You guys get screwed over. I do, because we love Tom Holland. We love this. And of course, there was all these sort of talk and everything from Tom Holland, who was like, well, you know, the Sony stuff is going to be cool. And of course Tom Holland has to say that. He's not going to come out and say, well, I hate Sony and I want back in the MCU. He's not going to say that. I mean, this was a complete and utter clusterfuck. It really was. And, you know, now everyone's happy that he's back in the MCU. But I want to know from you guys, what did you think of this whole debacle? And more important than that, do you think that they're going to do another deal? Because in 2 years' time, when the next film comes out, we're back to square one again. Is there going to be another deal, or are they going to end Tom Holland's reign as Spider-Man in the MCU? Are they going to kill him off? I mean, what's going to happen here? I mean, I don't know. I know that they made the deal and everyone's happy, but, you know, where does the future of Spider-Man lie? Nobody really knows. Outside of one more film, there's talk of him making appearances in Venom and everything like that. Honestly, why not just keep him in the MCU? I mean, it's been working out. Everybody's been benefiting from this. Marvel's benefiting from this. Sony is, everybody. Why don't you just keep the character going? It's been a ride, man. It's been a crazy roller coaster. I'm glad that things are kind of settling down now, but I feel like in 2 years' time, we're going to be back on the same train. I really do, guys. I mean, definitely let me know what you think of the whole debacle and craziness. It really has been insane, no doubt about it. But I'm glad, at least for the time being, Spider-Man is still in the MCU. And for what it's worth, I think he's been awesome in the MCU. So I'm glad to just have him still stick around. I think Sony could have done some really cool things with Spider-Man outside of the MCU, and it's still possible they could do that. But after the big reveal at the end of this film, and I won't spoil it, they can't really back out of that. They really need to finish that. And so I'm happy to see him continue. I'm happy to see where this goes next. But after that, I don't know what's going to happen with Tom Holland. I don't know what's going to happen to Spider-Man. But definitely let me know, guys. I'm just glad we get at least one more Spider-Man to finish off the trilogy. Tobey Maguire got his. Let Tom Holland have his. Other than that, I see the DVD, I see the Blu-ray DVD, and I see the 4K, but I don't see any exclusive or anything like that. So I don't know whether they got any in or not. I'm definitely going to look, guys. But in the meantime, let's see what else Best Buy's got. Alright, we're on this side of the new releases over here, and We've got the DVD, we've got the Blu-ray DVD digital, we've got the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital, we've got that 2 Blu-ray movie and digital collection of both Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home for $29.99. But yeah, we have none of the exclusive steelbook that they had, guys. And by the way, I'm here early. Just so you guys know, I'm here early and they do not have any of it. So yeah, I have a feeling that this sold out really fast. It went very, very fast. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have shown it to you guys, but we'll see if they have any more in another section. But yeah, for the time being, they are all sold out of the steelbook, guys. Over here they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Pan's Labyrinth for $24.99. This came out on 4K this week? That's interesting. I didn't think this one came out on 4K. I mean, not gonna lie, this is a great goddamn Guillermo del Toro movie. It is absolutely fantastic. It's one of his best. I love this movie so much. In fact, truth be told, guys, I really love Guillermo del Toro. I think Guillermo del Toro is one hell of a director. I love how he can do like these big budget movies, and then he could do something more smaller and a little bit more weird and fairy tale like Pan's Labyrinth. Now, crazy enough, this movie has a lot of different releases. Like, this now just came out on 4K, but it has a regular Blu-ray release. Also, Arrow came out with an edition of it, which I actually have. Oh, actually, no, Arrow didn't come out with an edition. It was Criterion. Criterion came out with a release of that. My bad. And I actually have the Criterion edition of Pan's Labyrinth. So it's really weird that it has a regular edition, it has a Criterion edition, and it has now a 4K edition. I'm happy with my Criterion Blu-ray. I'm happy with it. It's just kind of weird how, like, so many movies have multiple releases and you really have to kind of pick which one you prefer over the other. I think Criterion did an awesome job, so that's what I'm sticking with. I mean, it's a good cover. It probably looks gorgeous in 4K, but if you already own the movie, I doubt you really need the 4K version. But if you haven't even watched the movie, definitely do it, because it's a great sort of foreign language, like, fantasy horror film, which really is absolutely amazing. It takes a fairy tale and really twists it in a very interesting direction. Really good, man. Then over here I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Gremlins for $24.99. They also have this 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital only at Best Buy exclusive 4K steelbook for Gremlins. This is an interesting steelbook. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I really like this steelbook, guys, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I sort of look at this cover, and I kind of like this cover more than this. This almost looks like he's going into a strip club. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the strip club, there's rules. No lights, no water, and you better not eat. Like, it's kind of like, those are the rules, and you still have to pay for lap dances, and if you touch her, ooh, that's kind of what it feels. It feels like he's like leaving or going into a strip club. Very weird sort of steelbook, man. I don't know if I like this one. This one might be one of the ones in a while that I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I mean, I'll stick with this cover a little bit more, but as I said over at Target, these movies, man, are classics. I love Gremlins so much. And for a while, I heard that they were going to do a Gremlins 3, but that never ended up happening. Which I kind of would have been up for. I would have been okay with a Gremlins 3. I did hear there were rumors of maybe a Gremlins reboot or remake, which, no. Let's stay away from that, please. Let's stay away. But honestly, I don't see the need for a reboot here, and maybe even a sequel, even though I would be happy with it. I don't know if you really need it. I mean, you just be basically doing the same thing over again. I don't know if you'd really do anything new or interesting. Like I said, I like it. It worked for the 80s. Doing it now maybe feels a little bit old and tired. That's just my opinion, guys. But Like I said, this is a great Steven Spielberg produced film. This is a great Joe Dante movie, and I do think it's one of those really great horror classics. Again, you've got horror movies that are very sort of twisted and fantasy-like. Then you've got sort of the horror comedy realm. There's a lot of different types of horror movies out there, but I think this is one that really mixed the fantasy and the horror and the comedy and sort of the blood and gore in a really unique and great way. And I really love this one quite a bit, dude. I honestly do. Really classic. And I'm hoping it looks great in 4K. I really do, guys. Then the other thing I'm seeing over here is they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Frozen for $29.99 and a only at Best Buy limited edition 4K Steelbook for $34.99 right here. Kind of show you what it looks like on the inside there. Huh. Interesting there, and the cover. Actually, the cover's pretty cool. I kind of like that one. I like that quite a bit. That's actually not bad. Very different from this one right here. I think if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably like this one. And I know that this came out this week as well. And oh man, I've never seen Frozen. I know you guys are gonna kick me in my ever-loving ass, but I've had no really need to watch Frozen. You know, I heard it's a great movie and kids love it and they sing, "Let it go, let it go, let it go." I trust me, I know parents are upset by it. And I know the sequel's coming out very soon, and I know that this is really in promotion for the sequel coming out. I will watch it eventually at some point. I just find it really fascinating because when the first movie came out, when the trailer happened, and the trailer came out, what was really interesting about it was because if you watch that first trailer for Frozen, it's almost like this sort of animated comedy with this talking little snowman guy. It wasn't this big sprawling epic of Frozen that it is now. And it's just kind of weird how sort of audiences grab onto a movie and just really make it something even more than what it is. And if you look at the trailers for Frozen 2, they've definitely spun it into this is a big epic story that we're telling and we're back again. And I'm kind of like, wow, how a few years changes and millions of merchandising dollars have gone out the door and how expectations are really high now. It's very interesting. I'm hoping for Frozen 2 is good, but something tells me lightning is not going to strike twice. I could be wrong, but you never quite know, guys. But definitely let me know what you guys think of that. But you get deleted scenes, you get a bunch of music videos, behind the scenes look at the making of Frozen and more. Not bad, but I doubt the kids are really interested in those special features. But if you're a fan of it, then they definitely have that. I almost forgot to tell you guys about the special features for this, my bad. You get 10 minutes of footage not seen in theaters, making of featurette, 2 commentaries, storyboard gallery, theatrical trailers. Not bad special features. A lot of that stuff is probably ported over, obviously, but not bad special features. If you already have the other release, maybe keep that. But if you don't, that's a good pickup. Then the Pan's Labyrinth one has the feature audio commentary, a ton of those featurettes, a lot of making ofs and featurettes and director's notebooks, a lot of stuff again that was carried over in previous releases, so not sure how that would benefit if anybody bought it again. And then over here, forgot to tell you guys that they have a bunch of stuff here. They have cast bloopers, deleted scenes, they have a bunch of like stuff about Easter eggs and featurettes on the making of it, and an all-new short film, Peter's To-Do List. Very interesting. Not bad features as well, and for your money, $22.99 is not a bad price. It's not a bad price for any of this stuff. Just know going in that sometimes if you want to double dip, just make sure that it's going to be worth it. You know what I mean, guys? But not bad special features overall, and not bad here at the new release section. And now we're in between one new release section and the other, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray and digital of the 5-part miniseries of Chernobyl right here for, I actually don't know the price because they don't have any prices. Sorry, guys. Usually they're pretty good at putting up prices, but not this time. And, it's kind of interesting because there's not many, like, movies based on Chernobyl. They've made a lot of documentaries on it. Like, there's even been, like, other HBO stuff on Chernobyl that's just basically been a documentary. The only other thing I can think of about Chernobyl is they did that horror movie called Chernobyl Diaries, and that thing is a real piece of shit. I mean, they basically take the tragedy of Chernobyl and turn it into these, like, mutant people that are trying to, like, stalk and kill them, and yeah, it wasn't that good, man. And so there's not been a lot of, like, movies that really delved into Chernobyl, which is really unfortunate because it's a really, really just powerful story to tell, and I thought that this movie, or just miniseries, really capitalized that on a big bad way, guys. Really, it honestly did. And I don't know whether you heard or not, but did you hear there's a new thing of, like, Russia is doing their own sort of movie or miniseries based on Chernobyl, and they're going to blame the United States on it or something? I heard an article about that they're upset by this miniseries and they're going to do their own. I said, okay, well, go ahead and do your own thing, man. But, I mean, the blame's squarely on your shoulders. It ain't on anybody else. Blame it on the U.S., but you'd be wrong. But honestly, HBO does so many really great, like, miniseries and shows, and honestly, this was one of the best ones that have come out this year. Honestly, it really is. So honestly, you guys should definitely get up on checking this one out. It's depressing, but I think it's worth going through those emotions and exploring it for a tragedy that happened, and hopefully will never be repeated again. Hopefully. You get here into the episodes, behind the scenes featurette, meeting the key players, what is Chernobyl, pivotal moment, script to screen featurette. Not bad features, actually. Usually, like, miniseries and TV stuff doesn't have that great of, like, featurettes, but this actually does. Not bad at all, man. Then I know this came out this week as well, which is a Best Buy exclusive steelbook for the original Zombieland. And I know they're probably getting ready with all the promotion for Zombieland 2, which is right around the corner. And, I really love Zombieland. I've told you guys before that sometimes, like, with zombie movies, they've done everything and it's kind of hard to do something new or interesting. This is one of those that was really a breath of fresh air for the zombie genre. It really was, because it came out at a time where I think people were a little tired of the genre and they didn't think anything was going to be good anymore, and this came out and really shocked them. I love the characters here. Woody Harrelson, Abigail Breslin, Jesse Eisenberg, everybody just hit it out of the park, man. Emma Stone is awesome here as well. I think it's a really great movie with zombies in it. I think it's a really great comedy. I love the action here. I love the gore. I love sort of the camaraderie between the characters and sort of the back and forth that they have with one another. I thought this was absolutely an awesome, awesome movie, man. I really honestly did. I'm just very worried about the sequel. And the reason why I say that is many years later, they've tried to get this one off the ground many times before. They've even tried doing a TV show, and to no avail, to no success. And so now doing it this many years later, is it going to live up to the hype? Is it going to be as good as the first one? It's really hard to tell, man. Sequels are really tough because you want them to live up to the original, but you want them to do their own thing at the same time. I like the trailer, but I'm worried, dude. I'm worried about Zombieland 2. I love this movie so much. I just don't want the sequel to screw it up. You know what I'm saying, man? But, I mean, we'll see. The cast is back. The director is back. I'm really hoping this is going to be a success. I really hope it does. And this is, I think, one of the better zombie movies to come out in, like, years. You have stuff like Shaun of the Dead, which is great for the UK, but this is a really great one that was made here in the States. And, I think you put Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland together, I think they're a really great sort of dynamic zombie duo. And as I said, a lot of the genre now for zombies is very tiresome, but every now and again there's a movie that comes out that really shakes it up and does something really interesting, and this is one of those guys for sure. So if you haven't watched Zombieland yet, definitely get up on it and let me know what your thoughts are on Zombieland 2. Are you looking forward to it, or are you very worried like I am? Definitely let me know, guys. And you get here a bunch of featurettes, man. Raves from the Decade, Zombieland a decade later, Shooting Zombie with Ruben Fleischer behind the scenes with the cast and crew of Zombieland, all the old school featurettes from the previous Blu-ray and everything like that. Not bad, actually, featurettes here, man. And I think over time this movie has become much, much, much beloved. At first everyone was comparing it to Shaun of the Dead and whether it was good or bad, but I think over time people have really sort of thought of this as definitely a zombie classic for sure. And by the way, the cameo by Bill Murray is fucking epic and absolutely awesome, guys. Definitely well worth that for that cameo just alone. Alright, so that's all we have over here at this middle section. Again, they have no prices, so can't even tell you what those are, but not bad so far. Let's see what else they got. Alright, we're over on the other side of the new release section here with some Marvel 4Ks that came out this week, guys. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital came out for $29.99. You also have Doctor Strange that came out in 4K for $29.99, and you have Ant-Man that came out as well for $29.99. And these are actually the last, I believe, the last MCU movies to hit on 4K, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe there's either the last ones to come out, unless there's more, but I'm pretty positive these are the last ones, guys. And they also have here, they have an limited edition collectible steelbook for the first Guardians of the Galaxy for $34.99. Great cover, man. And this was definitely the theatrical poster, and that is awesome. Yeah, that is a great steelbook, man. That's really nice. I like that one a lot. I love when they do sort of the classic design stuff. I love that a lot. They have that. There's also one that they have for Doctor Strange for $34.99, which this might have been one of the theatrical arts. This might have been. I know this was on the original like Blu-ray, like 3D release, this sort of cover of him. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad one. I like this one better. Then they also have a exclusive for Ant-Man as well for $34.99, and this was definitely the theatrical art for sure, and definitely better than this. I feel like on some of the like Marvel Disney like MCU 4Ks, sometimes the covers are very dull, and I like when they do these covers because they look a little bit more vibrant. I like the theatrical art to it. I think those look a little bit better, honestly. I will say this much. Guardians of the Galaxy is absolutely phenomenal. It's awesome. It's amazing. Everything that everybody says about it is true. It came out of nowhere. Nobody saw this coming. And I remember when we were in the movie theaters and we saw a trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy, and my friend John was like, I don't know about this. This looks really weird, man. This is an MCU movie? And he really went into the theater very not sure, and he got won over big time. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. The comedy is great. The visual effects are amazing. The directing by James Gunn is phenomenal. I really love this one. This is one of my, gotta be in the top 10 MCU movies. Honestly, it really does, guys. And I know they're going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but right now James Gunn is doing Suicide Squad, so I don't think we're going to get it for at least a couple of years, guys. So we've got a while to wait for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but it gives you time to bone up on Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. And Doctor Strange, I just want to say how much I fucking love Doctor Strange, dude. Doctor Strange is beyond awesome. I am a huge fan of this movie. This is one of those MCU movies that I really do feel is underrated, man. I really do, because I love Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. I love the whole, like, mystical world, and I love all of the, like, cool, like, Inception, like, folding of the buildings, and I love sort of this world of Doctor Strange, and it fascinated me so much. It's like an acid trip going into this movie, man, and It really is phenomenal, dude. I love this movie so much, and I always hype this movie up to people because I think like this movie should have been bigger than it was. I think people have found Doctor Strange over time and they've loved it. I think after Avengers Infinity War, I think people really went back and was like, oh, Doctor Strange is awesome. I cannot wait for the sequel. I think the sequel is going to be kick-ass. I think, what is it? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Taken right out of like Carpenter or something. Like, I think that is awesome. And the same director's going to come back, and I can't wait to, because I'm a huge fan of Doctor Strange. And any more Doctor Strange, I am a happy man for sure. I can't wait for that. And I think Scarlet Witch is going to be in it too. And then with Ant-Man over here, guys, it really is the truth, but I think this one is one of those movies where I think people were unsure about Ant-Man. I think I was unsure about Paul Rudd. I went in thinking to myself, oh man, Paul Rudd playing in the MCU. I think it worked out perfectly. I really did. I think this is the perfect character for Paul Rudd. I love the comedy here. I love how he's sort of the less serious one to somebody like Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas, who are much more serious, much more stoic. I know this movie was supposed to be directed by Edgar Wright, and I know a lot of people are always like, oh, Marvel shit on Edgar Wright, and he never got to do his vision. I think that Peyton Reed did an awesome job on Ant-Man. I really do, and I don't think Peyton Reed ever gets the credit he deserves. He came into a project that was developed for years from Edgar Wright, and he was able to make it his own and make it unique and do some really fun and interesting things. And I think this is a really fun movie. It's not my top 10, but I would say it's probably in my top 20 for sure. I would say that, because I think it's a very fun movie. It's very infectious. There's a lot of really charming things about the movie, and I love all of the cool like little gags that they do with like him like going really small and everything. I think it's a really inventive and fun film that I think people should definitely reevaluate for sure, guys. That's what I definitely think. Then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital only at Best Buy exclusive steelbook right here for Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Not bad. Look at that. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Over and over and over again. Very interesting. Very interesting steelbook. I don't know if I really like this cover or if I like this one right here. I gotta admit, I think I like this cover a little bit better. I don't know why. I like the outline there. I like what's on the inside. This is not bad though. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite either. I do prefer this one. And this edition here is for $24.99. Now, they are coming out with Dr. Sleep very soon, and I am incredibly worried about Dr. Sleep. I told you I was worried about Zombieland 2. Well, consider me extremely worried about Dr. Sleep, because to do a sequel to The Shining, that's really tough, man. That's really, really tough. And it's a daunting task, man. It really is, because there's a lot of expectations, man. There's a lot of expectations, and I heard the book was good, Dr. Sleep, but I didn't hear that it sort of really blew people away. I heard that there was a little bit of like disappointment from people. You know, it's very interesting with The Shining, because with The Shining, if you guys look at the making of it, it really was a grueling shoot, man. And the stuff that Stanley Kubrick, you know, did to Shelley Duvall, and just all of the craziness of going into making this movie. I mean, it all paid off. The movie's great. But the movie over the years has gained this sort of really cult-like status of like, there's documentaries on like conspiracy theories all about, well, maybe the movie is an allegory about the moon landing, or maybe, you know, something about the mob, or like there's been so many really crazy and wild theories out there about this movie. And it sort of built up this really cult-like status where I just don't know if Dr. Sleep is really going to like match that. I just don't know whether it will. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I like Ewan McGregor, and I think the guy who's directing it, Mike Flanagan, is a really great director. He directed Gerald's Game on Netflix, which is amazing. If you guys haven't checked that out, definitely do it. That's a Stephen King adaptation that no one thought would work, and I thought it really did a great job. He's done a lot of really, really great stuff, so I think they picked the right director. I just hope that it really works, guys. I really do, because this movie is great, and you do not want to screw it up with a mediocre sequel, so I'm hoping that it works out well. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Are you looking forward to Dr. Sleep or you're not? And what do you think of all the weird conspiracy theories and everything that goes along with this movie? Really crazy stuff, man, I'm telling you. But I mean, this comes with commentary. It comes with the Vivian Kubrick's documentary as well. It comes with a bunch of featurettes as well. Not bad stuff here for the 4K. And I have heard it looks good in 4K. I'm hoping that is very true, guys. I really am. I like this edition more than this edition, but definitely let me know what you guys think. And is it worth double dipping on The Shining? I think it might be. I'm not always the biggest fan of double dips, but this one might be worth it. Then over here I'm seeing they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of The Death and Return of Superman for $39.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $29.99, and again with that really interesting mini action figure. Not much more to say about this, but I am curious, like, where do you think sort of the animated DC universe is going to go next? I'm kind of curious, because do you want them to do something more original? Do you want them to stick to the comic book stuff? I'm kind of interested to see where you guys want this stuff to go, because it's incredibly popular. People look forward to these DC animated movies, and there's a ton of stuff to take from the comic books, but it's also interesting to have a good original idea as well. I'm kind of curious where you guys fit in. Are you more old school, stick to the comic book stuff, or are you like, hey, go wild and crazy and do a new adventure? I'm kind of curious. I know they've done a bit of both in the past, but I'm kind of curious where you guys fall on that. And they have here Long Live Superman, an all-new documentary. They have The Death of Superman, the Brawl that topped them all featurette, Lex Luthor, the greatest nemesis, and more. Not bad featurettes. Not bad featurettes at all. And especially if you like mini figurines. Not bad. And just so you guys know, I almost forgot to show off that the featurettes for all this stuff is pretty much the same as the previous editions. You have the deleted scenes, the audio commentaries, the featurettes. You have all of that same stuff here. So I don't think anything new was actually built for, like special features exactly, but I mean, it's just kind of like the same stuff, just ported over. It's really just you would buy this stuff for the 4K is what you'd buy it for. The special features are the exact same. I have the Blu-rays. I'm happy with them, but if you guys aren't, well, they have this to satisfy your appetite. Not bad here. Let's see what else they got. Alright everybody, we are over in this section of Best Buy, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the complete first season of Genlock for $17.99. Not much more to say about this one, guys. I am just curious about your thoughts on this one, though. I am curious about it. It's got a great voice cast and everything, but is it worth my time or whatnot? Because I got a lot of stuff to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like every single week, I'm busy as hell watching movies, going to the theater and everything like that. So, I have very little time to sort of indulge in certain things. So I really depend on you guys to sort of let me know what's good and what's bad. So let me know if this is worth it. And is this on Netflix or something? Can I like stream this or something first? Because I'd hate to buy it and then not really like it or anything. So definitely let me know, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Doom, Annihilation. Why in God's name would they have this here? Jeez. I knew it would pop its ugly head up again. As I said earlier, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Doom. I mean, they did a lot with that original movie with Carl Urban and The Rock. I don't hate that movie. I kind of like it, actually. It's sort of big and dumb, and, the special effects are okay. It's not the best adaptation of Doom you're ever going to get, but I liked sort of the creatures. I liked sort of, the BFG, the big fucking gun. Like, I like that. And it wasn't perfect by any means, but I think it was much better than Doom Annihilation, man. Honestly, this one felt lazy and it felt weak, and there really isn't many movies that are based on video games that are really all that good. Honestly, I just don't know how they can't be able to translate it properly, or maybe there's like, maybe they want to adhere too much to the video game, but that's a problem, or if they steer too far away from it. I like Resident Evil. I think the first Resident Evil is really great. The first Doom, not bad. And to be fair, I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for the Super Mario Brothers. Kind of. Let's not go further than that. But this one just felt lazy and weak, and it really didn't do the story or Doom any service. You could just play the video game and get a better story out of it than this. Honestly, guys, I would probably pass on that for sure. There's no special features on here either, which definitely tells me something, by the way. Definitely tells me it's not worth it for sure. And I almost forgot, with Genlock, actually, there is some features here. They got behind the scenes, they got a Michael B. Jordan on anime, Michael B. Jordan on his character Julian Chase, and many character reveals and trailers. Not bad. It says that there's at least something here and not here, which means they have more confidence in this than they do that. Then over here I'm seeing they have Addams Family Values, first time on Blu-ray for $9.99. Not half bad, guys. I kind of talked about it a little bit at Target, but it really is true. I really do like these movies, and I think the sequel is actually not bad. I like Raul Julia here coming back as Gomez Addams. I like sort of the baby. Kind of go the baby has a fucking mustache, for Christ's sake. He has a fucking mustache. I love that. I love bringing in Joan Cusack as this sort of money-hungry woman. I love sort of Wednesday and them going to this summer camp and sort of being forced to watch all of these sort of cutesy movies, and they're sort of going insane by it. I love that. I love sort of the really dark and weird humor of this. And truth be told, these are the Addams Family movies that I sort of grew up on. That's how I knew about the Addams Family. I didn't really watch the older stuff. This is what I knew. And so I'm very curious. This is what I grew up on. So I'm very curious about the animated and how people are going to react to that. I'm really curious. But honestly, I would go back and watch both of these movies, Addams Family and Addams Family Values, because they're really great movies. Definitely worth checking out, honestly. Just for Raul Julia and Christopher Lloyd alone, and they're brilliant together, man. Rest in peace, Raul Julia. He was a great actor too, man. I don't see any special features here, unfortunately. God, I wish we would have gotten something like a commentary or a featurette looking back at the movie, something. But for the first time on Blu-ray, and $9.99 is not bad. Then over here they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Jarhead: Law of Return for $14.99. It looks like a good war movie. It looks like something interesting. The plot looks good. Devon Sawa, I'm glad to see him doing more work. I liked him in Idle Hands. I think Idle Hands deserves a great, collector's edition release, and I'm hoping at some point somebody puts that out, because it deserves it. I really liked him in a horror movie called The Devil's Den. He was great in The Devil's Den, and in SLC Punk, he was really good as well. He's a good actor, but I know he fell on hard times with drugs and stuff like that, and he's trying to get his career back. He could do better movies than Jarhead, but honestly, there's worse movies than Jarhead as well. I'm just shocked that there's 4 movies in this collection, man. Really, 4 Jarhead movies. There's some great series out there that never even get past 3, and this one got 4. Shocks the living hell out of me. Actually, let me know, what are some series out there that had way too many movies that you guys feel did not deserve it. Definitely let me know, guys, because that's kind of interesting. Because I don't think Jarhead deserves it, but that's just my thoughts. And oh yeah, I was gonna look at no special features. Then the Itsy Bitsy Blu-ray for $16.99 here, and I really do like that cover. She's like, "Oh my God, spiders!" It's it's a good movie, but it's not great, and I feel like horror nowadays is really tough to do. It really honestly is, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like horror, it's hard to really make horror as effective as it used to be. Even back in the 90s, well, like I said, you look at Arachnophobia, or you look at Eight-Legged Freaks, or you look at stuff like that, and you're like, for some reason it was effective. Nowadays, doing horror is very tough, especially like killer ants or killer spiders, because all I can get is like a fucking can of Raid, and they're done for. Like, back in the day in the 50s and everything, they had those giant spiders and they really terrified people. Nowadays, you really have to do something unique and interesting with a premise to really sort of make it more unique and interesting. I think Itsy Bitsy did some really unique and interesting stuff, but I just don't think they quite pulled it off the way they could have. Is there certain like animals or creatures that you think can no longer be scary? Definitely let me know, guys. But Itsy Bitsy's not bad. It's a good little independent horror film, but I think there's been better within sort of the killer spider genre. That's what I think. But you do get here audio commentary. Actually, 2 audio commentaries, featurettes and trailers. Not bad for Itsy Bitsy, man. Actually, if you really like the movie, $16.99 and all of these featurettes, you can't really go wrong with that. There's a lot worse killer spider movies, and there's a lot better ones. Let me know where you think this falls, guys. And again, I hate to say it, guys, but they got the Blu-ray, DVD digital, they got the 4K, but they do not have any of the actual like steelbooks, guys. Unfortunately, we didn't see it this time around. They didn't have any in the front, and they don't have any in the back as well. I just don't think they have any that really, a lot of stock that came in today. I have a feeling that there wasn't much stock and it flew big time. I could be wrong, but something tells me that, guys. Let me know if you guys found some, but here it seems like they flew fast, guys, really fast. But definitely let me know. But other than that, some really great selection this week. Not half bad at all here at the Beast. All right, let's head out. There was a lot of unique releases to see here over at the Beast, guys. There was a lot of really great stuff, a lot of really cool exclusives, and they even had some of the indie titles that we saw over at Walmart as well. Now, I know we did not get to see the Spider-Man exclusive, the Steelbook. I really wish we would have seen it, quite honestly, but I talked to a Best Buy employee who told me that they didn't get much stock in of this title, and some of the stock that they have, a lot of people had already pre-ordered the title. So basically what ended up happening was that they really didn't have much to sell to the general public. So unfortunately, people kind of got the short shaft on this one, guys. Maybe you'll see it in other people's videos. I apologize, guys. I got here as soon as I could to try to show it off, but I have a feeling this is one of those steelbooks that are going to go really fast, and it's going to be very high priced on eBay. Unfortunately, some steelbooks sell out better than others, and the Spider-Man one definitely is, guys. But other than that, there was still a lot of stuff to see here, and a lot of stuff over the course of this week, because if you're a movie lover, there's a lot to choose from for sure, guys. All right, well, let's head home and finish the video. All right, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And oh wow, man, this week was kind of interesting because we had one huge release and then we had a lot of sort of smaller tier releases, but there was still a lot of stuff to see in the stores, man. I mean, whether it was some of those cool indie titles that we saw nowhere else over at Walmart, that cool like Halloween display which had a lot of really unique and interesting titles for kids and adults. Then going over to Best Buy and seeing a lot of really cool like exclusives, whether it's Marvel or Disney or something. There's always something unique to see at the stores. So anytime somebody says it's sort of a slow release week, when you're going to three different places and you're seeing all this sort of overwhelming variety, it's not as slow as you might think. So bear in mind that just because one place may have a little bit, other places definitely make up for it. But this week had a lot at all the stores, to be honest with you. So I can't honestly complain. And yes, we did not see the Spider-Man 4K Steelbook edition. And again, I do apologize, guys. I want to do my best to try to get those exclusives and show you guys. And yeah, this was one of those times where just didn't work out, man. And it happens. It's happened to me before. I just think that there are certain steelbooks out there where, you know what, I think it's extremely popular, and I think people are wanting to pick it up, and this is just one of those titles, especially, and I think this is also true too, before the whole thing with Marvel and Sony got resolved, now that Spider-Man is back in the MCU, I think before that, people sort of saw that steelbook and they're like, oh my god, this is the last Spider-Man MCU film. We gotta get all these steelbooks and everything. We gotta get all these steelbooks and we gotta pre-order and we gotta buy them up and everything. And so I think there was also a frenzy behind it as well. So now that the frenzy might die down, you may see a lot of these on eBay. Just saying. Try to look on eBay. I'm guaranteeing you there will be quite a bit of them. But again, though, there was so much stuff to see regardless. I mean, every store has something unique. So it was a really great week overall, guys. So, I mean, hope you guys picked up something good because there's quite a bit of stuff for sure. As far as I'm concerned, well, oh baby. First things first. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted something yesterday. I have a local Soundgarden in my area that has great titles, man. I mean, the releases they have are really awesome. And Vinegar Syndrome actually was at the Soundgarden. They are actually heading towards a convention, and they were in the area, and they were like, hey, we're just going to stop at Soundgarden and sell some titles, and hopefully people come out. And I was one that got that message on Facebook, and I'm like, after work, I'm going. And I did indeed, guys. I have 5 Blu-rays that I got. Now, 3 of these are actually Vinegar Syndrome titles. And the first one that I got was actually one that I was actually going to wait on. I wasn't going to pick it up until November, when they were going to have their sort of Black Friday sale. But it was right there, and I'm thinking, oh man, if I can really get a great deal, I'll go for it. And since it's right here, why the hell not? So I definitely grabbed that one for sure. And basically, the next one that I got was, I actually wasn't going to buy this one. Now, I was actually hanging out with my friend John, and my friend John, he loves to encourage me. Like, we're there, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, the slip is really cool, and I've never heard of this movie, and he's like, you should buy it. Go ahead and buy it. I'm like, John, he's like, no, look. And we looked at the trailer, and we thought, this looks really kind of weird and bizarre and cool, and there's a very young James Keach in here, and I'm like, this is really interesting. I bought it. What the hell? I was like, what the hell? I'll buy it. And the third one is actually one I was looking for on eBay. I was actually about to pull the trigger and buy it on eBay, but since they were there at Soundgarden, I was like, maybe they'll actually have it, and they actually did. So I was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger on this one, since I don't have to buy it off of eBay and I can buy it in person. So the three titles I got from Vinegar, and I also bought a couple other horror Blu-rays at the Soundgarden itself. I got a Scream Factory title, which I was on the fence about buying for quite a little bit. Um, it's actually a Stephen King adaptation, and it's one that I like, and I didn't know whether I was gonna buy it because Amazon and everything right now that's a little overpriced. So I wanted to find it for a really good deal. Not only did I find it for a great deal over at the Soundgarden, but it came with a slip, and the slip came in great condition. And you guys know after a couple months' time, sometimes you can't find the slips that easily for Scream Factory. Though the fact that this had a perfect slip, and the price was great, better than Amazon and everything, I was like, okay, this is great. So I'm gonna buy that. The next one I picked up was actually another Stephen King adaptation, and I did not see it in the stores when it came out on Blu-ray, and I was really shocked because I thought this was going to be at Walmart and Target and Best Buy. I thought it was going to be everywhere, and it was nowhere. So once I saw it, the slip was in perfect condition. It looked good. The price is better than Amazon, and I thought, okay, this is another I gotta buy. So I have 5 Blu-rays here, 3 from Vinegar Syndrome and 2 from Soundgarden, both Stephen King adaptations. So I have 5 in here, right here. Okay, just 5. Then over at Best Buy, I picked up 3 more titles. You guys can guess what one of the titles are, I'm pretty damn sure, but the other 2 are ones that one is actually an upgrade in the collection. I have it on Blu-ray, and I thought, okay, upgrading this to 4K is something I'm very interested in doing. I love the movie, so it was a no-brainer. The other one I've actually never had in the collection, which is actually really crazy considering how much I actually really like the movie. So I was like, God, this is the perfect time to get this. So I got 3 titles from Best Buy. I got 5 titles from my Soundgarden. I've got literally 8 titles, and this is only the 1st of October, guys. If you guys know some of the Blu-ray pickup videos I've done, sometimes I only get 9 titles for the month. I've got 8 titles here, and it's only the beginning of October. Yeah, I've told you guys before, October is such a plentiful month for physical media. There is so much stuff that comes out. And, man, this month is going to be insane. I am going to have one hell of a haul for October, man. I've got stuff coming in the mail as we speak, man. On top of stuff that I'm still continuing to order, and some of the new releases that are coming out. There's going to be 4K upgrades. There's going to be limited editions, collector's editions, new releases, B-movies, a lot of horror titles. There's going to be so much stuff. The fact that I have 8 titles already and we're just beginning the month is kind of crazy. So expect a huge, massive haul, guys, for October because it's going to be good. And I cannot wait to show you what I pick up. You guys are going to have to wait until the beginning of next month to find out all of the titles that I got. It's going to be real good, guys, honestly. It's going to be really, really good. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do every single Tuesday. The Blu-ray pickup videos I do every single month. Plus the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends. Plus much more that is on the channel. If you're a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and be a part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank you guys, my subscribers. You really go out of your way to watch what the channel puts up, whether it's a review, whether it's an out and about, whether it's a pickup video, the special videos where I talk about certain movies or physical media, stuff like that. I mean, you guys go out of your way, and I really do appreciate it, and it makes it all the more worth it. And there's a lot of stuff coming to the channel. There's some cool like movie screenings that I went to. There's some movie reviews. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's coming. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys. And again, you guys rock. You guys are some of the best subscribers that I have. So I really do thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out of your busy lives to watch what I have to say. I do appreciate it, truly. And before I let you guys go, I wanted to say a quick word about something that's kind of been under my skin a little bit. Recently, I posted my Dollar Tree Blu-ray and DVD Out and About video. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely do it. It's a 2-hour long video. Now, I got a comment from a fellow YouTuber named Films at Home, who seems to be a really good guy, and he does a lot of great like videos and talking about physical media, and he said that it was too long, that the 2 hours, and that no one wants to see it, and it really sort of got under my skin. It really sort of affected me, and I don't go out of my way to hate on any other YouTuber out there. I know how hard doing YouTube is. Editing the videos, going out there and filming in public, planning the stuff, the thumbnails. I know how hard all this is. So I never want to hate on a fellow YouTuber at all. And I'm always somebody that wants to make this a very loving, great loving and movie loving community, and a great place to sort of talk about movies. And I just felt like, Films at Home has his niche, and he's great at what he does. My friends talked to me, said, you know what, who cares what they say? You do you. And you guys did, during that video, I saw some of the comments that were really nice and really were like, hey man, you do you. You do the videos you want to do. And I really appreciate it, guys. I honestly do. I'm no longer going to apologize for the kind of videos I do. I'm not going to apologize. I make long videos. I have no problem making long videos. I go in depth with these videos. I want to talk to you guys about all of my full thoughts when we go to these stores. I want to show off the physical media to the best of my ability. I love diving into movies and really talking about stuff and really just sort of giving my full points of view. And you guys have the option to watch or not watch. I try to make the videos fun and entertaining and hope you guys really go out of your way to want to watch it. But, I'm just going to continue doing me, man. That's what I'm going to continue doing. And if the video is 2 hours long or if it's 10 minutes long, it doesn't matter, man. As long as it's entertaining, as long as you guys enjoy it, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if the video is 4 hours long. As long as you guys enjoy what I have to say, and as long as you guys enjoy the video itself, that's what matters. It doesn't matter how long the video is. As long as you guys enjoy the content that I do, I'm going to still do it, guys. That's what it's about. And, at the end of the day, I go out of my way for you guys, but it's really, the fact that I want to do this. I don't have to do these videos. I don't. I do them because I like what I do. I like going out to these stores. I like interacting with people. I like physical media and movies, and it's just something that's always been a passion of mine. So if I do a video that's a longer video, it's something that I wanted to do. And so I don't want to sit and show a movie and then put it down and that's it and go on to the next place. I want to give you a full experience. And I hope you guys appreciate that. So with all due respect, Films at Home, I respect you as a fellow YouTuber. I really love a lot of your content, but I'm going to continue doing me. You continue doing you, I'm going to continue doing me, and, there's plenty of great people that love his content, and there's a lot of great people out there like you guys that love mine, so I'm just going to continue being me. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Well, that's it for that little rant part, but, I really do appreciate you guys a ton, and really do appreciate the fact that you guys go out of your way, and it really makes it the more worth it for me to actually do these videos for sure. Alright, guys, well, definitely keep up to date with everything I do through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, FilmFan108. And I will be back next week for a brand new Blu ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and happy hunting.